It's time.
You're listening to 99.1, the Sports Animal, the station where the Vols play.
Go Vols!
This is our house.
The Big Orange.
Greetings from Bedford County.
Hello from Johnson City.
From Martin.
Granger County.
Gainsborough.
From Savannah.
Birchwood. Hamlin County.
Brownsville.
Manchester.
Dixon. Cleveland.
We are the Vol Nation.
This is Big Orange Country.
When the power tee opens, it's time to let the big dog eat.
It's time.
Go Vols! Tennessee puts a lot on the line today here in Starkville. The Vols are 3-1 overall, but that one-loss game at SEC play. Josh Heupel and his team don't want to fall to 0-2 in the SEC today at Davis-Wade Stadium. Mississippi State is a sparkling 4-0, but the Maroons have not won a conference game yet either. State actually has not won an SEC game since October 21st, 2023, when the Bulldogs beat Arkansas 7-3 in Fayetteville. State has lost 12 straight SEC games. So there's a lot on the line for Mississippi State as well. And that is what this conference is about every single week. Laying it on the line. Today, playing what could be before a record-setting crowd, Tennessee will attempt to keep Mississippi State in its past while the Vols take a major step into October. It's time to put it on the line in Starkville. But right now, wherever you're listening throughout the world, it's football time in Tennessee. Mississippi State has entered Scott Field at Davis-Wade Stadium for their matchup with number 15 Tennessee today. The Volunteers are mounting in the tunnel to my right, dressed in all orange, wearing their familiar home jerseys for the first time on the road in 15 years. As the Mississippi State band makes their way off the field, the crowd has become aware of Tennessee readying their charge to their particular sideline. The cowbell noise evident. Pilot sideline, Brent Hubbs, I know you've never been through it before on the sidelines. So as the Vols come onto the field, can you describe how it affects communication potentially?
Well, we'll see if the intensity holds and how well it holds. Tennessee can quiet that, but certainly, Mike, it's just a roar. It's kind of a hum that just stays evident the entire time. Tennessee will have to be careful with their communication. There'll have to be a lot of hand signals. I would not be surprised at all to see Joey Aguilar walking up and down the line of scrimmage, trying to communicate to his offensive line. Have to be a lot of silent counts today.
Ramon Foster, the coin has been tossed, and Mississippi State has won the toss. Let's see what they're going to do. They're going to take the football, or that's the indication we're getting. Our referee is David Smith, and he is giving that indication as well. So State will get the ball first. With how fired up this crowd is that really a bad thing for Tennessee that they don't have to go on offense first?
No, absolutely not, man. And again, State is trying to find themselves in a position right now to where they can strike first. This is an offense that can get going quick and put you on your back heels a little bit. So it's smart for State to be here because, again, if the Vols defense stand tall and they make them punt, you have an opportunity to really quieten this crowd down a little bit because they're used to starting fast on this Mississippi State offense.
David Smith's crew worked Florida, Miami last week and called a combined 9 penalties for an assessed 50 yards. The reputation is that Smith runs a clean game and that he lets them play. David Smith was an Alabama quarterback. You might remember him. He was a left-hander in the late 1980s. Again, regarded as one of the Southeastern Conference's best officials. He and his crew have this one today in Starkville. So a lot of orange inside Davis-Wade Stadium. We are 184 miles from Memphis, Tennessee, but there are a lot of Tennessee towns in between. Up up and down the border that are much closer. Not a bad drive.
Not a bad drive at all. I drove it myself, and about 4 hours from Nashville. Good drive. Even the back roads you had to take on the state roads allowed you to get here in a good time. Also, Mississippi State is having a whiteout. As you said, Mike, the orange is very prevalent today in the crowd.
I'm sure with the temperature in the mid-80s, they like being in white today. Again, the Volunteer Leadership Council chose to wear the orange pants again. 32nd time balls have gone in all orange in their history. Booth is deep along with Gayton. Devon Booth, a very, very talented running back. He's their leader. And Josh Turbyville is set to kick off. Turbyville, the redshirt junior out of Knoxville Catholic. Crowd roars. They are not sitting anywhere. Mississippi State wants this game desperately. Trying to get to 5-0 for the first time since 2014. Tennessee trying to ruin the dream as Turbyville kicks it out of the end zone by 6 to 7 yards. Wow, did he crush it. So Blake Chapin, 24 years old, prepped in Shreveport, Louisiana at Evangel Christian, which produced quarterbacks, the Booty brothers, who were talented players in the 90s. Brock Berlin, a name that you might know. Chapin began his career at Baylor. He's in the backfield with Fluff Bothwell, 5'10", 230. Chapin going to throw left quickly, fires complete, very short gain for Mosley. Mosley tackled by Redmond and Eason. Actually a slight loss as they will mark him backwards. He tried to free himself, went back inside the 25, and because he started forward, that is his progress mark, -2, 2nd and 12. Going to give it to Bothwell, running left, and Bothwell crosses the 25 to the 26, and he is met there by Farouk and driven backwards. Early chance for Tennessee to get off the field on 3rd and 9.
Absolutely, Mike. Again, you saw what they were trying to do, but Mississippi State is working the edges, putting their guys in motion, and Fluff Bothwell is one of those running backs that can abuse you right there. Good job by the Tennessee secondary in the slot, coming up and making that tackle.
On 3rd down 9. Chapin to throw it under pressure. He is hit. He is sacked. Back inside the 20. Dom Bailey back at the 19-yard line. And the Volunteer defense gets a 3 and out.
The beautiful thing about that is you had the defensive line up front continually pushing the offensive line back. And one of the things you have to do against Blake Chapin is keep him in that circle behind his offensive line. They squeezed and sacked him. Beautiful start right there for the defense. So even better on the backside for the secondary, being man-to-man right there and covering them up.
Pulliam, the left footer, to punt it. Under pressure from the Vols. They bump him slightly. Staley fields the punt, lost the punt. Ball rolling free. There's a big fight for it at the 20-yard line. Mississippi State says they have it. They are unstacking. How does the fight go? The fight goes to Mississippi State. Bingley Jones has recovered the fumble by Staley. And so the first mistake of the game goes to Tennessee.
We have to be cleaner on special teams in those moments right there. You can't have those type of situations on the road. Your defense backs you up, got you off on a 3rd down, and even took yards away from this offense. Being in the tight red zone for Mississippi State is not good for this defense when you have this type of momentum. Unacceptable by the young fella right there.
That's the first punt anybody's tried to return against Mississippi State, and we talked about it all week. The left-footed punter, it's different. State takes over on the ball 20. They change quarterbacks. They go to their talented freshman. They're going to run a slight inside reverse. Vols have it defense pretty well. And heading out of bounds is going to be actually Smith. And McMurray makes the tackle. It's a gain of 2. Chapin back in there now. Play fake. Another reverse pitch. And the Vols will make the tackle on Taylor. Arion Carter gets it. So they're playing their freshman quarterback, in that case, at wide receiver. Some tricks from MSU produced just 5 yards, and it's going to be 3rd down and a long 5. Booth is in the backfield, Chapin back at quarterback in the shotgun. Play fake. Chapin's going to run it up the middle. And Chapin will take it down to the 9-yard line and will have enough for a first down. Tackle by Turrentine.
You see how aggressive Mississippi State has been right now on offense. They put 2 quarterbacks out there and ran reverses with them. Those guys can run or pass in those sets, but they're working in the bonus right now with the turnover.
In the pistol, State with Booth at running back. Booth gets a carry at right guard. It's stacked up well by the Vols. And then Joseph throws him to the ground after the whistle had blown, and a penalty marker comes in.
After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness on the defense, number 19. Penalty is half the distance to the goal, automatic first down.
So the football is moved to the 5-yard line. And again, as David Smith, your referee, just said, it is first down. Vols get a 3 and out on the State defense. Staley fumbles the punt. State recovers at the Vol 20. They've moved 15 yards to the 5. Bothwell at left guard goes pounding forward and into the end zone for a touchdown, Mississippi State. They make the takeaway count.
Absolutely did, man. Again, special teams got to be a contributor to this team. You can't have those type of turnovers and put this defense who has done their job in that situation. Well, Bothwell, again, is one of those guys that is 5'10", 230 pounds. 1st and 5 on the end zone going in. He's going to make that more times than not, as big as he is as a runner.
Berry for the extra point. Snap, set, Berry's pick is up, and it's good. Mississippi State has now outscored the opposition 62-6 in first quarters this year. They lead Tennessee 7-0, 11:49 remaining first quarter.
14th rushing touchdown of the season for Mississippi State. They run the ball well. They take advantage of a Tennessee mistake, and they keep their fans in this ball game. The scoring drive, 5 plays, 20 yards, taking a minute 38 off the clock. It's Mississippi State 7, Tennessee 0.
To the sidelines, Brent Hubbs with a Pilot sideline report.
Yeah, Mike, it's loud, and you knew it would be. There's no way that Joshua Joseph heard the whistle on that penalty. I wonder if the penalty was for picking him up and slamming him to the ground as opposed to the whistle. There's no way you're hearing the whistle here. One under knows Josh Heupel just walked down, reached through about 3 deep into the roster there, and patted Braden Staley on the head and said, let's go, get it back together and go play. How does the young man handle adversity will be something to watch here on a critical drive.
Well, they certainly need him on offense, Ramon Foster.
They do. We've seen him have drops in games and whatnot too, Mike, and he's always been a guy that's been super resilient with it. Young guy, but super experienced when it comes down to his mental toughness. So I expect him to make that up sometime during the day.
Mississippi State with an unusual formation as they are putting 8 men towards the right side of the field. And now Ferry set to kick off, and he hammers it deep anyway. It'll go for a touchback. They have a left-footed kicker. They have a left-footed punter. They have a Welsh punter that they bring in to pooch punt. And they have one of the best punt returners in the country, and Anthony Evans. So special teams, a big factor for State. And they lead 7-0, mostly due to a Tennessee special teams mistake. Matthews lined up wide to the left, Staley and Brazel to the right. Aguilar getting ready to take his first snap with Bishop in the backfield. Play fake. Aguilar looking, has time, throws over the middle, complete. Staley at the 43. Staley at the 45. Staley at the 50. Staley taken down by Smith at the 49-yard line. Gain of 26. First down, Tennessee.
Play action protection up front, max protection. Let Joey Aguilar sit in the pocket and deliver to Staley again. He's got to make these plays for him.
Bishop at left guard will move the football inside the 46. Gain of 3. Jenkins with the tackle. I think a big deal going to Staley right off the bat.
You have to, man. Get him back in the game plan. Get his mind away from the bad play.
On second down, Aguilar throws right side, incomplete, and there's a flag. Pass was intended for Brazel. Jones, the corner, had him by the waist.
Pass interference on the defense, number 1. Ball will be spotted at the spot of the foul. First down.
Important call early in this game for Tennessee. If they are going to call that, that could be advantage balls.
It could, but on that play, you had the cornerback from Mississippi State absolutely all over Brazel. He had to call that play, Mike. He tripped him up and harassed him also.
Spot foul to the 34-yard line of State. Balls trail 7-0. First and 10. Going to run the ball coming left. Here they go. 30, 25, 23-yard line for Deshaun Bishop. Brumfeld with the tackle. Play makes 11, and it's a first down, Tennessee.
They're running a gap scheme up front with the ball. Mississippi State is presenting them with 3 down front. You have right guard pulling around and cleaning up the back. It's a real clean run from the Vols right there.
Play fake. Aguilar going to screen it to Kitzelman on the left. Kitzelman won't get a lot, as coming up to make a hit is Tillman, and he will be taken down at the 20, gain of 3.
This Mississippi State defense has put a lot of athletes out there because they know the Vols have a quick, fast offense. Only a 3 down front with a lot of linebackers and secondary for this defense. The Vols are doing a good job of trying to beat them up at the line of scrimmage more than anything right now.
Second and 7. Bishop on the right hip of Aguilar. State shows blitz. Here they come. Middle screen, and Staley is hit and knocked down immediately by Tillman. Tried to slip it through, didn't work. And where they're going to spot it, they're going to say no gain, basically. Third down and 7 upcoming.
You had Jerron Manning right there, Mike, as you mentioned, him coming down the slot, trying to put pressure on Joey Aguilar. You had to get rid of him. He saw him, but they were stuck to our wide receivers as we got to catch him, no gain. They're going to pressure this team for sure.
Brazel wide right. Staley and Matthews wide left. Kitzelman is in the left slot. Staley moves behind Kitzelman, now motions right. On 3rd and 7. Aguilar looking, firing right side, and it is incomplete. Just off the outstretched hands of Matthews, I believe. Make that Staley. Incomplete. A ball he could have caught. It was Staley.
Yes.
But Woodard make that Manning gave him a good hit.
This is a talking point we had in the pregame. We have to have the ability to move the ball in the red zone. Could not bring that catch in. It's reminiscent of what the Syracuse game started off for the Vols in the red zone with those catches that were catchable footballs.
38-yard field goal just inside the left hash. Snap, set. Gilbert's kick is on the way. Good. So an answer. The Vols move for a Max Gilbert 38-yard field goal. And with 9:19 remaining in the first quarter, Mississippi State 7, Tennessee 3.
Along the trace at Rome Mountain, your team. This is your Vol Network.
The maroon and white lead, but the Volunteers get on the board 7-3 as we play in the first quarter. 7 plays, 55 yards, 2:30 off the clock. Ramon Foster, Mississippi State, trying to do everything they can to slow down the Tennessee offense, putting as many athletes on the field just to try to make a play.
They are, and we got to overcome that. Got to get more chunk yards when they present that soft front for us running the football. And again, adjust to what they're doing whenever they get to the red zone. They ended up putting 2 linebackers on the outside with 3 defensive linemen. Got to be able to still move the ball down the field and get open. Of course, the catchable footballs right there, too. Got to bring those in. Self-inflicted stuff from the Vols there.
Turbyville set to kick off. Hammers this one deep again. Booth will let it bounce into the end zone, and it's a touchback. If you had told Josh Heupel and his defensive coordinator, Tim Banks, that Mississippi State would start their third possession with Blake Shapen 1 of 1 for -2, he would have been elated. And yet Tennessee is down 7-3 as Mississippi State begins their third possession. And that's because of the turnover. Yeah. How big they are.
In these road environments, you got to play complementary football here.
Devon Booth is the running back. Pistol formation, State. 4-man front, Tennessee. Booth going to get a carry running to the right, turns the corner, and the Vols will knock him down for a loss. Excellent penetration by the defensive line. Hood comes up to stop him for -2.
Amazing film study right there by the linebacker crew, too. They pointed that play was going to the right, and it went to the right. The defensive line pursued that and got a TFL. Big time stop by them.
Edwin Spillman is already in the game at linebacker. Going to give it to... No, Shapen going to keep it. And Thielander with excellent defense, keeping his head about him, staying in position, and tackling Shapen at the 26-yard line, gain of 3.
That's good disciplined football right there. They had a lot of motions left to right there. And for Thielander to stick on his key, that's the quarterback, Blake Shapen. You don't let him make big-time plays for you right there with his legs.
State 1 of 2 on third downs. This is 3rd down and 9. Crowley, the tight end motions right. Shapen steps up, going to try to run for it, puts a cut on, does not get the first down as Carter, who's come back in at linebacker, tackles him at the 32. It's 4th down and 3. Here comes the punting unit. Second 3 and out of the game for the Vol defense.
That's very optimistic defense right there again. But what you're seeing is the Vols defense following their keys, being very disciplined. This offense has a pace to it, and Blake Shapen, the ability to use his legs. Those 2 times, of course, with the push from the inside of the defensive line, flushed him. Arian Carter there for the tackle.
Pulliam, the former Mississippi State baseball player, left-footed punter, hits this away. It's returnable. Staley lets it bounce. It gets away from him inside the 20, inside the 10, inside the 5, and it's going to be down by Mississippi State at the 1. Punt good for 67 yards.
I actually thought his heels touched the goal line right there. Seems they were having a conversation about that.
Well, they would be able to see that on replay, and of course in college football, everything is replay. The Vols will start at their own half-yard line. Spent a lot of time in practice working on coming off their own goal line, knowing they would have to do it in a road situation in the SEC. Trailing 7-3, the Vols, 7:50 remaining in the first quarter. Thomas in the backfield with Aguilar. Thomas gets the carry. Will run it left guard and will get out to the 3. Tackled there by Smith. Star Thomas from Homer, Louisiana. Tennessee's leading rusher. 2nd down, we'll call it 7. Aguilar, play fake, going deep, throwing over the middle. Matthews has got it. Matthews at the 30, Matthews at the 40, and Matthews is finally tackled by Brumfeld as he gets near the 45-yard line and slightly beyond to the 47. That's a gain of 44 and a first down, Big Orange.
Really good pickup right there by the blitz and safety from Jack Van Dorslayer, the young freshman. They blitzed, tried to apply pressure. Joey Aguilar had time to pump and deliver that ball down the field. Could have easily been a touchdown if he'd have broken that tackle right there. Really good job in the protection in your own end zone.
6:44 and counting first quarter. Aguilar taking his time, getting everyone lined up. Kitzelman moves into the backfield, offset to the left. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Star Thomas gets the handoff and play is stopped. I think Tennessee may have asked for timeout. Let's wait. David Smith, the referee.
The previous play is under further review, looking for the correct spot.
Yeah, it didn't look right. I think the spot looked generous. Looked to me like he was down at the 43 or the 44, and the official, who was way behind the play, gave him the 47.
It's fascinating watching it play again. That is a risky call, having the ability to call a play-action play in your own end zone. You run the risk of getting a safety. You run the risk of your tight ends, your offensive linemen, having the inability to block guys as they sent pressure up the middle and off the edge at the Vols defense. And Joey Aguilar, as cool as it can be, stayed in there and delivered the football to Mike Matthews. Really good play by Josh Heupel to trust his guys to execute that one.
Yeah,
after video review, the ball will be spotted at the 43-yard line.
Yeah, I think that's 100% right looking at the replay. Didn't really, again, the official who spotted the football was way behind the play. And this is one of the best things about college football is they can fix that mistake.
I actually like that type of stuff.
SEC update, LSU leads Ole Miss 7-3, Texas A&M 7, Auburn 3, second quarter.
It ends up being a 40-yard game. So the Vols lose 4 yards on the review. Again, it was an official review. It was not a Mississippi State review. Thomas going to get a carry, running right, and State will stack him up in the backfield. Somehow he got a yard. Williams will be credited with the tackle, 2nd and 9. State 7, Tennessee 3, 5:55 to go first quarter. Aguilar, play fake, looking left, comes back across the middle, rolls to his right, can run this thing. 45-50, and he's out of bounds. Should be marked at the State 49, and he is. Tillman credited with the tackle. Aguilar with 7 yards, bringing up now 3rd down and 2.
We may have to get more of that. As I said, they're playing that 3 down front, and they're also sending guys outside to try to shrink the pocket for Joey Aguilar. The protection's been good so far. Their team, again, Joey Aguilar is going to have to be athletic this game to get them to kind of soften up a little bit on how they blitz this offense.
Kitzelman will offset in the backfield to the left. Thomas on the left hip of Aguilar. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Thomas motions out of the backfield and drops the screen. It's 4th and 2. Brumfeld was coming, and here comes the punt team.
Little swing pass right there as he was trying to get his running back into space again. The running back always challenging to bring the football in those moments. You can't have those drops. The Vols offense has had 2 drops that could have converted them or potentially converted them for first downs.
The 2 drops, the 2 Aguilar incompletions. He's 4 of 6 for 68 yards. Jackson Ross going to punt it here to Evans. End over ender. Evans asking for and making a fair catch at the 10-yard line. Good job by Ross. And the offensive fireworks that we expected haven't shown up yet. Been a lot of defense so far. Mississippi State with the ball, leading Tennessee 7-3, exactly 5 minutes remaining first quarter.
Stats can often be misleading. Tennessee 94 yards of total offense. Bulldogs just 16. Yet they have the lead 7-3 as we play in the first quarter. The beef sweepstakes are back. Food City and your local cattle farmers are ready to fire up the perfect combination. Beef and football. Purchase a beef product using your Food City value card. You'll get automatically registered to win a pair of tickets to see the Vols take on Oklahoma. Only from Food City and your local cattle farmers.
Jackson Moy has entered the lineup for Tennessee in the defensive line. He's joined by Nathan Robinson. Also Caleb Herring and Tyree Weathersby. State starting at their own 10 after the Ross punt. Bothwell is the running back on the left hip of Chapin. Quick throw, screen pass on the left side, and And the Vols come up with a big hit at the 15-yard line on Mosley. Farouk with quite a pop, gain of 5.
Like every time you mention his name, there's a big pop behind it again. They're throwing those quick screens, and Farouk is Johnny on the spot right there.
2nd and 5. Evans motions into the backfield, now goes back left. Now he motions again to the right. Going to swing it out to him. He's hit, drop, loses the football, and it is called what? Incomplete. The hit was by Boo Carter, and he hurt Evans on the play with the hit he put on him. Unfortunate for Evans, but also unfortunate for Tennessee. Had he held the football or had it been ruled a catch, it would have been a 5-yard loss.
Yes, it will have. Boo absolutely King diagnosed that play right there and beat their tight end underneath for that big booming hit.
3rd down and 5. 3 receivers to the left. Standing tight end on the right. Pistol formation. Bothwell the running back. Now Bothwell moves to the right of Chapin. Chapin hit as he throws. Ball intercepted. 20, 10, 5, end zone. Colton Hood to the house. Touchdown! Big Orange.
Big-time play, man. Again, these are the type of plays that have to be made on the road. Deflection, Colton Hood, Johnny on the spot, being able to catch that and take it in again for, I think, his 2nd touchdown on the defensive side of the ball this year. Defense is getting really good press up the middle. They are absolutely encircling right now the quarterback, Blake Chapin, and you had to get rid of it quick.
Last time the Vols returned an interception for a touchdown, Will Brooks, September 7, 2024 against North Carolina State in Charlotte.
Remember that one.
The Vols get it back. Here's Gilbert for point. Snap, set. His kick is up, and his kick is good. New score with 4:19 remaining in the first quarter. It's Tennessee 10, Mississippi State 7. 17-yard return for Colton Hood as a ball is down after the extra point. But right now, the defense is dominating for Tennessee. Mississippi State has run 14 plays for a total of 21 yards.
You're watching this Vols defense again, cue their responsibilities. You can tell the detail for what this offense can cause to them, being a threat to go fast, go down the field, go side to side. They've adjusted so far in this game early on. What I'm loving more than anything, the linebackers are being good in space, and this defensive line, as they interchange their rushers coming in, are encircling Blake Chapin and making him panic. He's having a little bit of happy feet right now, and they got to continue that through the duration of the game also.
Brent Hubbs, pilot sideline report. If you can hear me over the cowbells, got to be a thrilled defensive part of the bench area for Tennessee.
Yeah, no doubt. And it's exactly what Ramon's talking about. Coach Heupel talks about it all the time, Mike. The last 48 hours in their preparation, be locked in. And Tennessee's defense is locked in. Their communication has been on point. Pre-snap, Boo Carter was affecting that throw there as well. He made a big play earlier. Tennessee has been where they're supposed to be. We talked pregame all about communication. Tennessee is communicating extremely well in this first quarter on defense.
10-7 Tennessee. Mississippi State's touchdown came after a Braylon Staley fumble on a punt return. The Vols have scored on defense as Colton Hood intercepts the pass on a deflection and goes into the end zone 17 yards. And so for Tennessee, the Staley mistake wiped away.
Or even these are the ebbs and flow of the games right here, man. You can't allow that to be the case when it comes down to you giving them something back. What's going to be fascinating is watching this Vols defense adjust, because you feel like the flow of the game is going to ask Mississippi State to be a little bit more aggressive. And the defensive line and back end of this defense have to have that same discipline they've had so far.
Go ahead, Mike.
Bennett Warren being helped from the field.
Top 25 college football. Number 1 Ohio State leads Washington 7-3 as they play in the second quarter. Indiana trails Iowa 10-7. That game nearing halftime.
By the way, let me just ask you a quick question. What was the Notre Dame-Arkansas final, Larry Stone?
Notre Dame ran away with the game in the second half, 56-13, as C.J. Carr, 4 touchdown throws.
Arkansas off this coming week, and then they come to Knoxville on October the 11th. Razorbacks are 2-4 right now. We will get the start time for that game on Monday.
Fascinating to watch how Arkansas comes to Knoxville after this bye week. That's a bad way to lose at home when you have many expectations that you do as a team coming out of the SEC.
So Warren helped to the sidelines, and Turbeville set to kick off. Booth is deep with Gayton again. Tennessee 10, Mississippi State 7, 4:19 remaining first quarter. Colton Hood's second touchdown of September. Late transfer addition from Colorado, paying dividends as Turbeville kicks it way out of the end zone again. Mississippi State will start at the 25-yard line. Again, 14 plays, 21 yards for an explosive State offense. Ramon Foster, what changes do you expect Jeff Levy to make here to try to get the offense started?
I expected their offense, Mississippi State, to work with a little bit more pace. They've actually been a little bit slower than I thought they would be. I do think their ability to try to run the ball and get something going well for them. The Vols have had a good bit of negativity with them going through the air, so I wouldn't be shocked if they put it on the ground more.
Vols are misaligned on defense. They finally get lined up. Chapin, hit, sacked! West took him down just outside the 20, -5, and that was a form tackle of the quarterback.
That's one you put on your highlight tape each and every week right there. Tyree West did not bite on it. They're taking their responsibilities of quarterback first.
2nd and 15. Quick throw right side. It's caught by Thompson, and Thompson is hit and driven backwards. He will be given forward progress to the 27. Hood and McMurray credited with the tackle. It's going to be 3rd down and 8.
Really good job by McMurray right there, also finishing that block up. Colton Hood is playing really hype, and he slung him backwards, and the Mississippi State wide receiver did not go down. That's what you call pursuing defense, and everybody to the ball.
Mississippi State is going to have to sub out their right guard, which you never like. They're going to send in Trevor Mayberry, so the Vols come with 5 substitutions on 3rd down and 8. Chapin takes the snap, feeling heat, steps up, throws, it's caught. Thompson makes the grab at the 38 and has the first down. Good throw, good catch, Mississippi State. Arion Carter with the tackle, gain of 10.
Not shocked by Brennan Thompson getting the ball right there. He's one of the fastest guys in all of football right there. Got to his spot before anybody saw him to bring in the pass.
Chapin looking again, throwing deep downfield. He's going for Thompson, who tries to reel it in, dropped it. Dropped it at the 15-yard line. He had Beasley beaten. It was going to be a gain inside the 10, if not a touchdown. And fortunately for Tennessee, a stone-cold drop for the former Texas Longhorn and Oklahoma Sooner.
You watch the floor of Mississippi State's offense. There are those moments 1, 2, 3 times in a game where Blake Chapin just tosses the ball up for Brennan, and he just brings them in more times than not. Bad drop by him. Great circumstance for the Vols.
2nd and 10 at the 38. Going to hand it off. Booth breaks the tackle. Booth got room. Booth 50, marker down, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5, end zone. It would be a 62-yard touchdown. Let's see what the flag is all about. Another State offensive lineman is hurting, by the way. David Smith, the referee.
Holding on the offense, number 8. 10-yard penalty for the spot of the foul. Replay, 2nd down.
That's the tight end, Traore. Very talented player. But the 62-yard run is wiped away. Looks like they're going to spot it from the 40, so it will be an 8-yard penalty. It'll bring up 1st and 18. Penalties have been a major problem for State in spite of their good start. Their average, 10 penalties per game for 89 yards. First today, but it cost him a touchdown.
Yes, it did. Usually tight ends are blocking defensive ends or linebacker. You expect the defense to win those more times than not. Can't get grabby on the outside. Again, State's going to try to establish this by running the ball.
First and 18. Correction, second down. Here comes Bothwell running to the right. Bothwell will move it forward and take it all the way to the 45-yard line before Carter tackles it. Second down and 3. Make that third and 3. Third down 3. Pistol formation. 3 receivers to the left. Tennessee leads 10-7. 2:20 to go first quarter. Chapin with Bothwell on his left hip. They snap it directly to Bothwell, and he's got the first down out to the 49-yard line. Tackled by Thielander. Good-looking play, Mississippi State. Quickly they get on the ball, sending 3 receivers to the left. Chapin, play fake, looks, throws left side, and fires it into the Tennessee bench, incomplete. Now we pause 10 seconds for station identification from Learfield. This is the Vol Network.
Your home for the Tennessee Volunteers. WLML AM Knoxville, WLML FM Friendsville. We are 99.1 The Sports Animal.
Booth in the backfield on 2nd and 10. Ball just short of midfield. Chapin gives Booth right side, and Booth will make nearly 5 yards, taken down just short of the 45 by Hood. It'll bring up third down 5.
Mississippi State's really trying to out-leverage this Vols defense and hit the alley just as they did on that 62-yarder that came back. We got to be a whole lot better in the one-on-one open field tackles. Coach and Hood finally delivered in a moment that they needed because they're continuing to go back to that Honeywell.
Third down 5. Chapin. Play fake. Hit as he throws. Ball caught by Thompson at the 30 for a first down. Chapin slow getting up, but he delivered well. And the speedy Thompson down to the 30-yard line as another third down conversion from State. Going to hand it off. It's going to be Booth at left guard. Booth makes 1 yard down to the 29 as we are inside a minute to go first quarter. Tackle made there by Josephs.
Doing a good job up the middle defensively for this Vols defense. They got to be real good on the edge. But again, the way this offense is set up to spread you out, your athletes have to be really good in space.
Best drive of the game for State. Play fake. Chapin firing and completing. Getting this one to Mosley on the left side. And Mosley is down at the 24-yard line. Play gain 5 yards. It'll bring up third down and 4. McMurray with the tackle. Mississippi State again putting in extra offensive linemen. They are coming with an offensive lineman as a tight end because of Tennessee's pressure. On third down and 4. 3 receivers to the left. Under 10 seconds to go. Levy appears to be wanting to let the quarter run out, and that will be the case. A lot of action in the first quarter here at Davis-Wade Stadium. After 1, it's Tennessee 10, Mississippi State 7.
Covering the Vols, tracking scores across the nation.
Second quarter, Texas A&M leads Auburn 10-3. Le'Veon Moss a 1-yard touchdown run for A&M. LSU in front of Ole Miss 7-3 as they play in the first quarter. Earlier today, number 22 Notre Dame beat Arkansas 56-13. C.J. Carr with 4 touchdowns throwing in that game. Vanderbilt overcomes a slow start to beat Utah State. The final there, 55-35.
10-7 Tennessee as we begin the second quarter. Vols outgained State 94-82 in the first quarter. What's really an interesting stat, 2 huge turnovers, 1 each way. Vols are 0 of 2 on third downs. Mississippi State getting ready to go on 3rd and 4 at the Vol 24. 4 of 7 on third downs already. So they had 7 third down attempts in the first 15 minutes.
Ball's got to find a way to lock that down, especially going into the tight red zone right here. But again, they're spreading this team out, this Vols defense out a little bit much and stressing the secondary and linebackers to make tackles in the open field. They've been in position, but they clearly haven't closed out on them just yet. Got to tighten down on that one.
Vols get Jackson Moy back in to rush the passer, along with Bryson Eason, Dom Bailey, and Jordan Ross. Linebackers Arion Carter and Jeremiah Thielander. Taylor is in at quarterback. Camario Taylor, their talented freshman. He's going to run. Cuts, hit, and is pushed forward to get his first down to the 20. Highest rated quarterback ever to sign with Mississippi State, and they're playing him. And right there, they needed 4, they got 4, the chains moved. Arion Carter finally had the tackle. He's 6'4", 230.
Big freshman.
Chapin back in at quarterback. Going to give the ball. That's going to be Booth breaking a tackle at the 15, and he just keeps on rolling. Inside the 10, inside the 5, and Carter will finally drag him down. I think they're going to say his knee touched at the 5.
The Vols defense is going to round them to make these tackles. They got to hit them head on, man. Everybody got something dirty about their job, and Mississippi State is downhill.
Going to give it to Booth again. Bounces right. Nobody home for Tennessee. And it's a touchdown for Mississippi State, which gives them the lead. So Devon Booth lost a 62-yard touchdown run due to penalty, but he gets a 5-yard touchdown run back, doing it all on his own.
You saw Mississippi State's offense be wide till they got to the tight red zone right there, and they shrunk it down. The Vols defensive end, Dom Bailey, has to be good right there. He came down too much and allowed the running back to get outside for an easy score. I thought he was going to get a holding call, but nothing was there.
Mississippi State's first 14 offensive plays, 21 yards, 15 for 75 as Ferry makes the extra point good. 15 plays, 75 yards, 5:26 off the clock right there. So State, in their 4th possession, finally finds a rhythm with 3rd down passing from Chapin, and then some good ground game, and they have been very good on the ground this year.
What you're seeing, I feel like, more than anything is our defensive line. They're whooping their offensive line up front. They're trying to make sure they interchange going tight, going wide, and interacting a whole lot with their various offensive setup to get the ball in space. We got to be good there.
19 rushes already for Mississippi State for 64 yards. Now, some of those are quarterback sacks. 3 of them. But still, State running the ball pretty well and doing what they want to do. They lead Tennessee 14-10, 13:53 remaining in the first half. At sold-out Davis Wade Stadium. Ferry to kickoff. It's a low-line driver. Star Thomas will let it go into and through the end zone for a touchback. Joey Aguilar, 4 of 6 for 68 yards. We mentioned both of his incompletions were drops. Tennessee rushing the football. Bishop 2 for 15. Aguilar 1 for 7. Star Thomas 2 for 4. Peyton Lewis will get a crack. Lewis, the sophomore, 11 carries, 81 yards, and a touchdown last week against UAB. Only 5 in the box right now for State. Give Lewis a carry on the right side, spins away, nearly breaks it as he gets across the 30 and is tripped at the 31. It's a gain of 6.
Got to punish him in that soft box right there. Both left tackle and left guard pull for a zone play up the middle, for a gap play up the middle. Big time game for the ball.
Mitchell with the tackle. 2nd and 4. Play fake. Aguilar has time, throws deep downfield for Matthews, who's wide open, and he dropped it. Manning was 5 yards behind him. He had to make an adjustment, did Mike Matthews. But much like what happened with Thompson moments ago, a catchable ball that would have most likely resulted in a touchdown.
Easy home touchdown right there. He faked them inside, went back out, and Joey dropped a dime in his basket. Got to have those type of balls on the roll right here.
Ball receivers not off to a good start today, unfortunately. 3rd down and 4. State shows all-out blitz. They jump out of it. They do come with pressure. Throw across the middle. There's Brazel. Brazel catches it, turns it up, and is tackled at the 39-yard line by Williams. Excellent pass protection against the extra pressure, and the Vols have their first 3rd down conversion. Aguilar is going to run Lewis to the right. He's got the 45. He cuts back into the middle, and he's out to the 47. Let's give him 7 yards as he's just short of the 47. 2nd down and 3. Lanier with the tackle. 2nd and 3. Give him another crack at it on the left side. He's hit in the backfield and dropped for a loss by Bledsoe. Loss of 3. It'll bring up 3rd down and 6.
This is an aggressive Mississippi State defense again. They will not continue to let you just run the football on them in these moments. Again, there was a run option right there, and Joey Aguilar gave it, and their guys beat ours up front for a tackle. Cannot have those moments.
Aguilar telling his teammates to play, walking lineman to lineman. On 3rd down and 6, his team down by 4. 12-12 to go first half. State rushes 4. Aguilar fires and missed. Matthews says I was being held. I don't see a flag. No flag.
He most definitely was held coming out of his break, but it was disguised, I think, behind a Vols wide receiver. He came out of his break and his hands was around his hip. Sometimes you just miss those calls. Nothing you can do about it. Got to get open quicker or not drop the ball down the field for a touchdown.
Evans is deep to return this punt for Jackson Ross. Low line driver, left-footed rugby kick. Evans coming left at the 15. He's tackled at the 16. It's a good job out there by Bandy. Montrell Bandy, senior out of Mount Juliet, with an outstanding tackle on special teams. State with the ball and the lead. 11:51 remaining first half. Bulldogs 14, Volunteers 10.
14-10, Mississippi State leads Tennessee as we play in the second quarter in Starkville. It's a surprising start, Ramon, because the Tennessee receivers have been so dependable in the first 4 games of the year, bringing in plays that you didn't even think they could bring in. So it kind of startles you if you're a Vols fan watching what's going on so far.
It does. You've seen these guys make tougher plays than they've dropped today. Again, sometimes the ball is in the air a little bit too long for you. You're thinking too much in your head. It seems to have been the case for the guys that have dropped at this point. Touchdowns for the ball. You got to respond again. I expect them to respond at some point.
Bothwell is the running back with Chapin in the backfield at the 16. Bothwell gets the carry on the left side, steps out of a tackle, crosses the 20, and is up to the 24-yard line. Pilot sideline report, Brent Hubbs. What was the defense discussing while the ball offense was on the field moments ago?
A lot of gap integrity up front by the defensive line, Mike. Too much of a soft edge, giving up the corner, not holding their gaps in the run game.
Bothwell at right guard. Didn't need much on 2nd and 2. He gets 3 out to the 27. Josephs with the tackle. Run defense was really good last week against UAB after having some problems against Georgia. Mississippi State starting to pound it on the ground. They give it to Bothwell again, running through tackles, 35-40, 45-46 and down. Turrentine might have saved a touchdown Bothwell, there's nothing to hit.
No. They're doing exactly what the Vols do to defenses themselves. They're spreading you out and going side to side and letting the big running back get downfield on them. We got to be better in open space and honestly winning the point at the line of scrimmage.
Chapin now has Booth in the backfield with it. Moves Evans and Thompson to the right. Chapin to throw. Man is open. It's Mosley at the 40, and Mosley will be spun down at the 37 with a first down. Redmond will be credited with the tackle. Now all of a sudden, the Vols are having a hard time getting pressure because of the run game.
Yep, that and they continue to go to the ball fast. No time to rest for this defense.
At the 36, Chapin's going to throw it again. Fires deep downfield, nobody home. Guess he was going for Mosley. He took a hit in the pocket from Josephs.
Honestly, felt like Joseph was actually held a little bit right there. They didn't get the call. Guys are gassed up front as they continue to get to the line of scrimmage and call plays.
Mississippi State, though, substituted, so the Vols are allowed to substitute. State looking to build on a 14-10 second quarter lead. Chapin throws quickly right side, complete for a very short gain. Turntine with the tackle on ball. It's a gain of about 3. It'll bring up 3rd down and 7. State now 5 of 8 on 3rd downs. Chapin in the pistol. Will hand it off. And this is not going to work. Booth is taken down for virtually no gain. So State has a kicker in Berry who can make this, but it looks like they're going to go ahead and go on what will be 4th and 7. State on the year, 6 of 8 on 4th downs. Now here comes Berry. Berry, the place kicker, going to come out and try a 50-yarder. He had a 55-yard field goal at Southern Miss in the season opener. This is right in the center of the field. It's 51 yards. He has not missed this season. From Searcy, Arkansas. Snap. Set. His kick on the way. Good. 51 yards for the outstanding place kicker for Mississippi State. Berry builds the lead in Starkville to 17-10 over Tennessee. Still 8:41 remaining in the first half.
Your official home for Tennessee sports is 99.1, the Sports Animal.
Mississippi State has controlled the football for almost 14 minutes of this first half. The Vols getting gashed with the run game. The last 7 Bulldog runs went for a total of 55 yards. An update on the numbers presented by Morgan & Morgan. The numbers show that Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury firm, proudly serving the volunteer state.
Berry set to kick off. Hammers this one. Peyton Lewis will see it go over his head and through the end zone for a touchback. Vols will start 1st and 10 at the 25. And what they really need to do right here is a good, steady scoring drive. Because Tennessee has had a lot of things go wrong so far in this game, Ramon Foster, and yet they're only down 7 points.
And that's the thing about it. There's been opportunities for this Vols offense, this team, to take the lead, and they've just had self-inflicted issues, drops, turnovers. There's been a lot of negativity. They got to clean it up fast.
Mississippi State jumping around on defense. 4-man front. It's very tight on the inside. Aguilar is going to give Bishop a crack at it at left guard. And Bishop will drive it forward to the 28-yard line. Here's a late flag. Kitzelman was involved in some mischief with Washington in the secondary. Did they get Washington for the final blow?
After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 21 on the defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Hunter Washington, redshirt senior from Katy, Texas, who had played at Florida State, gives Tennessee a free 15 and that takes the football out to the 43-yard line, and it's first down for the Vols.
Sam Pendleton did the right thing right there, falling to the ground, letting those little guys bully him, and I love it.
3 receivers to the left. Quick throw. Caught. Brazel 50. Brazel 40. Brazel 35. Brazel down at the 30. And there's a penalty marker in the secondary. Correction, in the backfield.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer on the defense. Number 40. 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run. Automatic first down.
That's Nick Mitchell, redshirt senior from Jacksonville. And that's a huge deal because the Vols will go from the 30 to the 15. So they're in the red zone. And this is exactly what the doctor ordered. Mississippi State 4 penalties, 51 yards. And the 2 on this drive just foolish. Aguilar, 2 receivers to the right now, 1 to the left. Aguilar rolling left, in trouble, throws the screen back across the field, caught. It's Bishop, really slow developing play. Deshaun tackled at the 12 by Mitchell. Gain of 3, it'll be second down and 7.
You can tell Josh Heupel and his offense is expecting Mississippi State to be very attacking. As you say, Joey Aguilar on that last play, slow roll, and have a completion over to the right side.
Gonna have a sideline warning here against State.
The previous play is under video review. Ruling on the field was his knee was not down and made that next move. Additionally, sideline warning against Mississippi State.
So they're going to look at this. Of course, in the college game, if your knee is down, then obviously you can't get up from any situation like that. Like a famous play that happened here 35 years ago when the Vols ran the fumble-rooski against Mississippi State. Bernard Daphne picked up a ball that the center had just left on the ground. Snapped it, left it on the ground. By the way, it looks like Bishop's knee was down. So this would be a -3. Instead of a gain of 3, it'll be no gain. Clock would continue to roll. And it'll be second down and 10. Here's David Smith.
After video review, when the receiver caught the ball, his knee was down at the 15.5-yard line. It'll be second down.
So on the play, Daphne, who had come into the game at right guard, reached down, picked the ball up, ran around left end for a touchdown. State did not realize the 325-pound Daphne had the ball. It was a play that Nebraska ran a lot.
Yes.
And Philip Fulmer called it. Well, the problem with it was that Daphne's knee was down. There was no replay at the time, so the touchdown stood. They eventually outlawed the play for that reason.
I got a feeling they're still upset about that play, though, as a fan base.
A lot of bitterness.
Okay.
Second and 10. Aguilar at the 15.5. Throws over the middle. Brazel. Touchdown! Big Orange. 7th touchdown of the year for Chris Brazel. Outstanding play fake. And the ball just floated over the middle for the 6'5 Brazel to pull it into his body for a big 6.
This is the Vols offense taking the advantage of the aggressiveness of what Mississippi State is playing with. That was almost like the 2006 and 7 and 8 Tim Tebow jump pass that he threw the Brazel right there over the middle of the defense because they are so downhill. I'm glad to see them finally take advantage of that.
Gilbert to Todd. Snap, set, his kick. Good. Game tied at 17, 7:25 remaining in the first half.
Volunteers aided by a couple of Mississippi State penalties. They are the most penalized team in the Southeastern Conference. The Vols go back to 17, matching Mississippi State's 17. We're tied. If you've got a question about today's first half or how one of your favorite volunteers is playing. Tee it up for Jason Swain at halftime. Text your question now at 865-657-1278. That's 865-657-1278. If Jason answers your question at halftime, you'll win a Crossville prize pack, including a free customized golf bag. Crossville is the golf capital of Tennessee.
Chris Brazel, 3 catches, 51 yards, and a touchdown. Now on the year, 28 catches for 477 yards and 7 touchdowns.
Young man is a go-getter this year. Glad to see his growth and development that he's showing on game day. A lot of times you don't see this type of stuff, but I'm glad for him to be able to capitalize on that hard work.
Turbyville to kick off. Booth and Gayton are deep. Nice answer by Tennessee. Turbyville spreads out the men who are going to cover this kick and then hammers the football downfield, well outside the end zone for a touchback. Pilot sideline report, Brent Hubbs. Obviously, that sideline charged up after that, but there was some charging to do by the defense after giving up that field goal, right?
Yeah, absolutely. They've got to stop the run game. Ramon said it best. They're spreading Tennessee out, and they're attacking downhill in the run game to try to win the line of scrimmage. Offensively, Tennessee feels like they can get anything they want. They just got to execute it on their end. The question now is, can Tennessee stop getting gashed in the run game?
Isaiah Campbell is in the game in the defensive line, freshman, Durham, North Carolina, with Jackson Moy at the tackle position. Chapin will hand off left side, and here they come again with Bothwell. And Bothwell is outside the 30 and just short of his first down. Farouk will be credited with the tackle, but not until he gains 9 yards.
It should be noted, these wide receivers are outside by the numbers on both sides, and you got about 5 balls up the middle, and they're just taking advantage of that. These guys got to step up and whoop a block.
2nd and 1. Bothwell has the first down, but not near the gain this time. As running right, he's tackled at the 37-yard line. First contact by Jordan Burns, who's come into the game at linebacker. Burns, 6'1", 224, redshirt freshman from Conyers, Georgia. Play big. Chapin throws over the middle, complete. Trey Ora with the catch up to the 46. Tackled there by Burns. Going to be 2nd down and 1. State moving with 6.5 minutes to go in the first half in a 17-all game. Chapin going to give it to Bothwell running left. Breaks the tackle into Tennessee territory. Inside the 45, he's tackled at the 43, and a ball is down behind the play. Another good run.
What's fascinating about what they're doing, our guys have to engage with them at the line of scrimmage. Our front 7 has to play these guys man to a man, but one thing that Mississippi State has done, they hit the transfer portal. They went out and got a lot of big bodies to cover men up in the SEC, and you're seeing the benefit of that right now on top of the running back being about 5'10", 230 pounds. We're talking about tackling a bowling ball here.
Fluff Bothwell, 10 carries, 82 yards, was an 11-pound baby at birth. And his mother said he was a perfect, fluffy baby. His father did not like Fluffy, so he shortened it to Fluff. His real name is Demarion. He says he hasn't been called that since middle school.
Sometimes family nicknames will stick with you there from time to time. I would tell you mine, but nobody knows it, so I'll keep it that way.
There you go. Tyree West is the man who is hurt. He is walking off the field under his own power. State has 1st and 10 at the Tennessee 43-yard line. Bryson Eason back in the game. Caleb Herring is in the defensive line with Dom Bailey and Weathersby. Burns and Arion Carter, the linebackers. Ball's in a 3-man front. Play fake. Chapin hit. Sacked! Back at the 50-yard line. Herring coming off the right edge with some smoke. Took him down for -7.
Absolutely loved his rush. He was relentless right there. Beat the left tackle and helped by the running back to take down Blake Shapen, man. Again, those are the plays that you got to have in this moment right now. Absolutely whoop the block. That's a man winning one-on-one right there.
2nd and 17. Shapen gives left side. Booth's got some room to the 45, and Booth will be taken down at the 41. Excellent open field tackle there by Farouk. Gain of 9. It'll bring up 3rd down and 8.
Seeing these running backs get downhill and bounce out wide, it's honestly shrinking the defensive line and keeping them stuck on their block because he can go up the middle if given the opportunity. We just got to shoot our hands and extend a little bit and release and make those tackles.
Tight bunch of 3 wide receivers to the right. Thompson motions. Shapen in trouble again. Sacked! It's Herring. Coming off the defense's right side, whipping the left tackle James, and getting Shapen back down at the 49-yard line for a loss.
You tell him right now it's going to be a long day. If they get in those 3rd and long opportunities, you got to have him whooping his block. Again, hit and got him upfield with his speed, jabbed in, went around him, and went for the sack strip on him. Also went for the strip sack on him, did not get the ball out, but simply took him down and they swole him inside of the pocket. Good defensive stance.
17 all game, 4.5 minutes to go first half. Boo Carter is deep to catch this punt. Pulliam, end over ender. Boo Carter asks for the fair catch and makes it at the 11. So here comes the Tennessee offense. Last time they had it, 4 plays, 75 yards, and a touchdown.
Meantime, in Oxford, Trinidad Chambliss to Caden Lee, 2-yard touchdown pass. Ole Miss leads LSU 17-7 at halftime.
Interesting. That's an interesting game to try to tell us what everybody has there, you know? Star Thomas is the running back. Thomas, 2 carries, 4 yards. From the 11. 4-man front, State. Give Thomas. Tries to go left, not much. A yard. Good hit by Lockhart.
You're seeing them show up 3-3 defense and shift into a 4-down front, and they're simply getting their guys to shift and run and make plays on our running backs.
2nd and 9, play fake. Aguilar looking, throwing deep downfield. Brazel, what a catch! Turned his back, came through the defender, and made an unbelievable grab at the 44-yard line. Highlight reel for 32 yards. Chris Brazel as he went around Jones. Huge play, Big Orange. Quick throw. Inside, they try to go to Staley. Aguilar threw it too far in front of him, incomplete.
The trend that you're seeing right now, as soon as the Vols get a big play, they are sending heat after Joey Aguilar. They're trying to throw this offensive tempo off. Again, they sent pressure to Joey Aguilar. He got out of it, be able to throw a pass that wasn't catchable. But again, big-time play again by Brazel, Mike, as he made a circus cat down the sideline.
Having to take himself out, Brazel. Travis Smith enters the lineup. On 2nd down and 10. Clock stop, 3:27 to go first half. Game tied at 17. Play fake. Aguilar looking, firing, completing. Into State territory. It's going to be Kitzelman with the catch at the 47. And it's going to bring up 3rd down and short. Vols need a yard. They get on the ball. Penalty markers all over the place as there was some sort of snap problem.
False start. 72 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Brazel coming back in the game. Smith out on what will now be 3rd down and 6. For the Vols, penalty-wise, 2 for 10.
Actually looked like Brazel went out and got a new set of gloves as he's putting on some right now as he entered the field.
See if the Vols go to it here. Thomas on the left hip of Aguilar. Staley and Brazel to the right. Kitzelman motions right. Aguilar looking. steps up, going to try to run for it. He's got the 50. He's down at the 48. It's going to be 4th down and 2. Tackled there by Reed. So on 4th and 2, will the Vols go? They set up to go. Tennessee can take this to the 2-minute timeout if they want to. No, they can't, because of how Smith reset the clock. On 4th and 2. Aguilar with a fake. Now reset, still 20 on the play clock. 2:21 on the game clock. 4th down, 2 yards to go. Aguilar. Now with 5 on the play clock. And Josh Heupel is going to call a timeout with 2:01 to go. So he wants to talk about it. Ramon Foster. We are 1 second away from the 2-minute timeout. If you're Josh Heupel in this moment on 4th and 2, what's your thought process?
Trusting my offense. If I feel like our guys up front can whoop theirs, and they've done a decent job of it, not as good as they should be in these moments, I'm at least trying to hard count and seeing if I can just get them by surprise to snap the ball up the middle. They are, as we saw them set up that 4th down defensive look for Mississippi State, they're playing tight. They got a lot of small guys. Our guys got to be good with the combo blocks up front, getting the snap, and not having one of those infractions of somebody fumbling or a loose ball around right there. Can't have that in these type of moments as they try to go downhill and attack them up the middle. They're going to blitz right here.
At the 48-yard line of State, Tennessee moving left to right on your radio dial in a 17-all first half. Vols with 2 timeouts, State with all 3. And again, after the next play, regardless, we will have the 2-minute timeout. This first half has featured mistakes, big penalties, a couple of big turnovers. Right now, Tennessee has outgained Mississippi State 204 to 184, which in essence is pretty even. That's why it's 17-all.
It is.
State's defense heads back out. And here comes the ball offense. Thomas is the running back. Daly is wide to the right. Vols have Van Dorslayer and Kitzelman offset in the backfield. Now the 2 tight ends move around. They both shift to the right. 10 on the play clock. Tennessee snaps it. Aguilar throws, got it complete, out of the backfield, it's Thomas, 45-40, 35-30, and he is run out of bounds at the 27-yard line by Brumfield. Outstanding. The 2-minute timeout comes at 1:53. Vols on the move in a 17-all game in Starkville.
Atop Lookout Mountain, across Reelfoot Lake, we are the Vol Network.
17 apiece from the Golden Triangle in Mississippi. Vols just 1 of 5 on 3rd downs, but they convert a key 4th down, and that means delicious news for you, because tomorrow, continuing through Tuesday, you get a free medium sub with the purchase of any medium sub at Firehouse. Open the deal in the Firehouse Subs app or online and enjoy.
On 4th and 2, the Vols get 21, and they are at the Mississippi State 27. Tennessee will get the ball to start the second half, so potentially they could double up here. Vols tight to the left, Brazel wide right. Thomas is the running back. Play fake, blitz coming, it's picked up. Aguilar will step up, and he will be sacked for a loss of 1 by Reed. 1:40 and counting.
They are keep blitzing on Aguilar if he holds onto the ball. The protection was really good up front. The Vols don't have to work at a really fast pace right now. He's just sitting in the pocket watching downfield.
1:25 and counting. And now Jeff Levy will use a timeout. So State has 2 timeouts left with 1:24 to go. Tennessee 17, Mississippi State 17. The Vols touchdown to begin their scoring came on a Colton Hood interception return. Their second touchdown, Aguilar to Brazel for 15 yards. Mississippi State has a 5-yard touchdown run for Bothwell and a 5-yard touchdown run for Booth. Gilbert has a 38-yard field goal for Tennessee. Ferry has a 51-yard field goal for State. Second down and 11 at the 28-yard line of Mississippi State.
Most important thing right here is to get those yards back and make a makeable kick more than anything if they choose to.
Brazel wide to the right. Jones is on him. Matthews and Staley tight to the left. Aguilar looking left, firing, and he missed it. Missed Kitzelman at the 22-yard line. Only 4 seconds run off the clock. Had him.
Absolutely. Had him. Joey Ball just kind of sailed on him a little bit. I'd almost prefer if Kitzelman sat down as he flared out to the left to kind of get the ball and move in space.
On third down and 11. Brazel is going to move to the left to join Staley and Matthews. State shows all-out blitz. They have 7 players stacked around the line of scrimmage, and Tennessee will use a timeout. With 1:20 to go, ball's down to 1 timeout right now. All right, so as you're at 1 timeout, and you're facing this 3rd and 11, and you have a defense that is showing an all-out blitz, which Mississippi State was, and their defensive coordinator, Coleman Hutzler, has shown he likes to blitz. As an offensive lineman, Ramon Foster, what are you doing here?
We're overly communicating at the line of scrimmage is the first thing. And that's what they were doing before they had to take the timeout. Joey Aguilar is walking side to side, telling them the protections, and those guys are smart up front. They have to be able to say, hey, no matter which five we are, we got to know who we have on each and every play. They have sent a lot and know that you're going to have to hang on for a little while. But Joey, more than anything, cannot afford to take a sack and go backward as he takes them out of field goal position right there. They will, I think, send a blitz, potentially cover 0. There will be somewhere open down the middle, but they got to spend time and hold up in protection.
3 receivers to the left. Again, State has 7 men along the defensive line. Now they back up a little bit, but are they? Kitzelman is in the right slot on 3rd down and 11. Staley motions right. Blitz is picked up, and the ball thrown to Staley is incomplete. State picks it up and runs the other way, but it was a forward pass, so it's incomplete.
I think Joey panicked right there. Start time has got to be a little bit quicker, picking up that blitz off the edge. He goes in motion, and you can tell there's a key blitz that they're allowing to happen from Mississippi State off the edge. Quarterbacks get nervous in those moments. I truly understand it. At least it was forward. I'd love if the clock was still running right now.
1:16 and counting. 47-yard field goal right in the middle of the field. Max Gilbert, 7 of 8 on the year, to give Tennessee the lead. The holder is Jackson Ross on 4th down and 11. Snap, set, kick on the way. No good. No good. As he pulls this one. And so Mississippi State going to get the football back with 1:11 to go. And because of the clock stoppages with the 2 incomplete passes. Yeah, he just pulled it.
Yeah, he did.
So State still has 2 timeouts in their pocket. And their kicker, Ferry, who has a 55-yarder on the year, also has a 51-yarder in this game. State takes over at their own 28. State's big problem, however, has been Tennessee's pressure.
Yep.
The Vols have 4 sacks. And they've returned an interception for a touchdown, largely due to pressure. Chapin in trouble, swings it out. Bothwell drops it. And that helps Tennessee with 1:06 to go. McMurray was in good coverage.
Joshua Joseph with the pressure right there. Also, you had Jackson Moore up the middle continuing to pressure. You can tell Shapley doesn't want to run the football. He wants to go down the field.
Pistol formation. Ball's jumping around on defense. They go to a 4-man front. Chapin still with 14 on the play clock. Will move Bothwell to his left hip. Chapin looking, firing right side. Pass nearly intercepted. McMurray got one hand on it at the 38-yard line of Mississippi State. So now State has run 2 plays, taken just 10 seconds off the clock, and Tennessee is 1 stop away from getting the ball back. On 3rd down and 10. Chapin in the pistol. Moves Bothwell. Going to give him a handoff on what is a draw, and he will pound forward up to the 37-yard line. He does not have the first down. But Tennessee really can't use a timeout here because it would give State a big chance to go for it, which they may do anyway. 40 seconds and counting. It's 4th down and 2. 35 seconds and counting. 20 on the play clock. If it's 4th and 5, you use the timeout. 4th and 2, you can't. Now at 23 seconds and counting. Still 5 on the play clock. Chapin will let it run down as Levy will take it to 1 and use the timeout. So 14 seconds left in the half. Good job by the Tennessee defense to bounce back after the missed field goal. But the discussion may be in both locker rooms. What could have been? Both teams have made some good plays. Both teams have handed the other things on a silver platter.
They really have. And that's going to be the interesting storyline coming out of this thing. Do they choose to go more aggressive? Defensively for Mississippi State, will they continue to try to send fire at Joey Aguilar as he somewhat diced him up? The ball's got to be a little bit cleaner in their operation and also catching passes down the field. Defensively, balls also. What are you going to do to stop the run in these type of moments right here that allows Blake Chapin to actually have the ball in his hand a little bit more as you continue to get pressure on him? You can also tell at the end of that series, Mike, he was a little skittish about how he held onto the ball that long, too, while sitting in the pocket.
Boo Carter is deep. Pulliam is set to punt. Ball's got some real pressure on him on one of his kicks earlier in the half. Tennessee not setting to rush it. Low spiral. Boo Carter asks for and makes the fair catch outside the 15. 6 seconds to go in what has been a very long first half. A very eventful first half. And a first half that is going to see us come back in 20 minutes with what amounts to a 2-quarter game. Because we are where we were when we began. Dead even. Tennessee has outgained Mississippi State 224 to 193. The Vols have passed it well for 181, have not run it well, just 43 yards. The Dogs have not passed it well for just 71 yards, but they have run for 122. Aguilar takes the direct snap, takes a knee, and we go to the locker room. 17 for Tennessee, 17 for Mississippi State. Halftime, Davis-Wade Stadium at Scott Field.
Nothing's decided. 17 apiece. Here to call the second half, the voice of the Volunteers, Mike King.
Great job, Larry Stone. Berry to kick off. Hammers a knuckler through the end zone for a touchback. And so the Vols will go on offense 1st and 10 at the 25. Very telling comments, Ramon Foster, from the head coach. And quite frankly, it is kind of how it seemed. Tennessee had opportunities. It didn't need to do anything incredibly unusual to make some good things happen. they've just got to quit shooting themselves in the foot.
They do. And make the hard stuff that Mississippi State is presenting them normal. Normalize them knowing that they're going to be in the box and sending a lot of heat to them. That's the adjustment that has to be made this second half. Running the football when you know they're going to send a lot of heat at you.
Balls with a man on either side of Aguilar in the backfield. Now they motion Bishop left. They're going to swing it out to Staley, and he can't catch it. He will get on the ball, but it is an incomplete pass. Fourth drop of the game for Tennessee.
Catchable footballs again. They're bringing a lot of heat down the hashes at our wide receivers and running backs. Our guys got to stop hearing those footsteps and make those tough passes as Joey Aguilar is putting in the vicinity that they need.
Second down 10 at the 25. State shows blitz. Going to run Bishop to the left, steps out of a tackle, makes a cut, but is tripped as he gets to the 29. It'll bring up third down and 6. Tackle made there by Washington.
Real good job right there by Miles Kissman as he was the lead blocker. May have put a Mississippi State Bulldog on the ground.
He did indeed. Ooh. Washington is still down. Looked for a second like Bishop was going to scoot through there after there was some traffic. He made it past the first wave, but not quite past the second. And so it's going to bring up third down and 6 for a Tennessee team that was only 1 of 6 on third downs in the first half.
Something you want to clean up again. As quick as Mississippi State is moving offensively, the longer they can stay on the field and get these third down possessions right here to convert them, the more rested your defense is. And we see what the rush is when you have the opportunity to get after Blake Shapen. This is something that has to be taken care of. As Coach Heupel said, this stuff has to be ordinary to them.
Auto Owners Insurance delivers some simple second half sense. Ramon, any adjustments that jump to mind to you?
As far as the offense goes?
Yes.
Trying to spread them out, stop them from blitzing so much down the hashes, right outside the tackles. You're seeing Mississippi State come up slowly as the ball is about to be snapped to attack them and give a whole lot more run support. It's not necessarily for the blitz or to sack the quarterback. What they're doing is they're run blitzing and trying to get Tennessee to have some negativity and confuse the blockers up front.
This simple sense brought to you by MSC Insurance Agency in Clarksville, your local auto owners agency. Third down 6. 2 receivers either side. Mississippi State set to rush 3, maybe 4. Here they come. Aguilar has time. Steps up, throws, penalty marker down, caught by Staley. 45-50. And Staley's taken down at the 47-yard line, but the penalty is in the backfield.
Personal foul, hands in the face, number 6 on the defense. 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run. First down.
Wow. Another 15-yard penalty on Mississippi State, team that has so much trouble with penalties. Now 5 for 66. And so what turned out to be a big play that, quite frankly, I must admit I thought was going to be called a hold because of where and when the flag was thrown. Instead, adds 15 yards, and the Vols had the ball at the Mississippi State 32.
The aggressiveness that they're playing with, again, they're trying to get back, and our guys are big up front. Their hands are slipping underneath their face masks, and you get those type of calls. We're glad to see they were keen to that.
Aguilar. Going to give it to Bishop. Bishop with a couple of cuts, but there are State defenders waiting on him. He gets 2 yards down to the 30. Dinkins with the tackle.
I would have loved if Bishop had stayed in between his guard and his tackle. There was a gap right there, and you got to have it bounce outside. Keep it up the middle.
Second and 8. State showing blitz. Aguilar having time. Rolls to his right. Looks, going to run this thing, and is going to pick up maybe 3 yards. I think he's down to the 27. Wait for them to bring the ball back in. Going to bring up third down and roughly 5. They do bring it in at the 27. Line to make is the 22. Game tied at 17, 13-20 to go third quarter.
Joey Aguilar looked like he was watching for Staley as he was going across the field. He had guys at his legs and kind of forced him out of the pocket right there. These guys, again, he's trusting them to go make plays for him.
Is this a Brazzle down?
He's been the go-to guy time and time again. Love to see him go to him again.
On 3rd down and 5. Kitzelman motions right. The throw, the catch. Kitzelman at the 15. Kitzelman down to the 10. First down, Big Orange. Manning with the tackle.
Was a Kitzelman down is what that was right there. But again, you move him in motion. You have Brazel outside. He's a threat, as you said. And Miles Kitzelman comes inside for an inside catch as he leverages the defensive back right there for a big-time catch for the Vols. They get to the red zone.
First and goal at the 10. Good drive, Tennessee, to start the second half. Got to finish. Aguilar, play fake, quick screen, left side, Mike Matthews, 1 yard. Tackled by Brumfeld.
Braylon Staley did him a disservice right there. I know they've been good at blocking. You got to continue to be good at blocking outside. Good open field tackle again by Mississippi State as he ended up catching Mike Matthews by a shoestring.
Second and goal at the 9. Ball's on the left hash. Brazel very far wide to the right. Josh Heupel calling something down the sideline to Aguilar. What is it? Who knows? Aguilar looking in trouble. Fires into the end zone. The pass was affected by the hit. And because of that, the ball fluttered harmlessly to the turf in the end zone. They got pressure, blindside pressure. And coming with that heat is 23 Williams. He popped Aguilar just as he threw it.
Yes, he did. Again, they are a blitzing team. I'll get after you, front squad. It was one of the moments that Joey Aguilar has had. I'm sure he'd love to have back. He doesn't usually make those type of decisions.
State chose blitz. Vols move Bishop up to take on the blitzers. Aguilar throws into the end zone, going for Brazel, and he actually threw it out of the end zone, incomplete. Just threw it away. Thought about giving Brazel a chance, but realized it wasn't there. Live to fight another day, and if you're Tennessee, you hope take the lead here. A State defender where that ball was thrown is down. And so the training staff going to come over and check on him. And it's Gilbert on for a 27-yard field goal just inside the left hash. Can't see who the Mississippi State player is. They lost 21 Washington during that sequence. Taken off the field with his helmet off makes you wonder, were they checking him for a concussion? And this is Manning, another guy who's played a lot of downs in the secondary, and he is slightly limping as he comes to the sideline.
A little bit warmer than I thought we projected today. Both these teams kind of had a little bit of an issue, it seems.
This is a 27-yard field goal for the lead. Snap, set, kick. Good. Gilbert's 2 out of 3, and the Vols lead by 3. New score with 11:28 to go in the third quarter. Tennessee 20, Mississippi State 17.
Volunteers open the second half with a 10-play, 66-yard drive. It took 3:32 off our third quarter clock. The Vols lead Mississippi State 20-17 thanks to Max Gilbert's field goal.
Good to get the 3, Brent Hubbs, but from the Pilot sideline, Mississippi State continues to be good with red zone defense. Just 5 touchdowns allowed in 11 opponent red zone trips. What do the Vols have to tighten up there?
Well, they've got to execute. The Mike Matthews play has got a chance to be a big play. Braylon Staley missed the block. Staley immediately tapping his chest to Mike Matthews. Hey, I'm sorry, but if he makes that block right there, Mike Matthews is in the clear. It's a really good play call in the red zone. Tennessee's got to do, as Ramon said and Coach Heupel said at the half, they've got to do the little simple things better, particularly in the red zone where it's produced space.
Brent Hubbs from the Pilot sideline. Pilot, the official travel stop of the Vols. Booth is deep with Gayton for another kickoff from Turbeville. Shadows now all across the field as the local time is just after 5:30. Days starting to get shorter, be a little cooler and more comfortable in the second half. Turbeville hammers this one deep. and it'll go for a touchback. So the Vol defense has seen Chapin 9 of 16 for 71 yards, no touchdowns, and an interception. That interception, Colton Hood returned for a touchdown. But the run game for State, 30 rushes for 122. By the way, those numbers don't accurately tell the rush scene for State because Chapin sacked 4 times. Bothwell is the back. He's gained 91 yards on 11 carries. 3 receivers to the right. Swing a quick screen out on the right side to Evans. Evans has 5 yards out to the 30-yard line. Knocked down there by Turrentine. 2nd and 5. Tennessee 20, State 17, early third quarter. Chapin, play fake, in trouble. Sacked! Josephs gets him back at the 25. That's 5 on the day.
Well, RPO did not go well on the passing part of that. Again, really good job by Joseph diagnosing that one. Did not give the handoff. He continued to go after his assignment, the quarterback. This is where the Vols got to be big and got to stand tall because they will hand the ball off right here in these moments. Got to set these edges.
3rd down 10. Chapin looking. Under heat again, fires downfield. Man's wide open. It's caught. And out to the 40-yard line, Traore, the tight end, beats Farouk, and it is out to the 41.
Not enough pressure right there again. These guys are playing off, expecting the D-line to get home. Cannot expect that when you're playing this second half.
Bothwell going to get a carry. T-Lander with a big hit as he runs around left end, taking him down after a 2-yard pickup. 2nd down 8. Arion Carter and Jeremiah T-Lander, the linebackers. Going to give Bothwell another carry. He's better this time, taking it out just short of midfield as he runs right. Arion Carter with the tackle. It's 3rd down and a long one with 9.5 minutes to go in the 3rd. And now a ball is down. And so Josephs, I believe, is the man who goes down. So play is stopped on the field before this 3rd down play. Mississippi State an impressive 6 of 12 and converting that 3rd and 10. Had a real chance to grab momentum, Tennessee did, if they could get that 3 and out after getting 3 points on the first possession. But State just keeps showing up.
Yes, they do. A little bit too much, a little too soft coverage right there when it comes down to how they converted that 3rd down.
Josephs. I wonder if he's got a cramp. Can't really tell. He's walking off very slowly. Nathan Robinson is in. Isaiah Campbell is in. So some good size in the middle of the defensive line before this 3rd and 1. David Smith, the referee, is going to signal the ball back into play and wind the clock. On 3rd and 1. Going to give it to Bothwell at right guard. He's into Tennessee territory with his 1st down. As he goes to the 44, Turrentine and Carter make the tackle. Over 100 yards, Bluff Bothwell. From Oneota, Alabama. Gives it to Bothwell running left. Bothwell taken down from behind on a hustle play by Weathersby as he picks up 5 to the 39. Quickly on the ball, State on 2nd and 5. Tennessee leads 20-17. Play fake. Chapin going deep right side. Good coverage, and the pass is too long anyway. Tried to get it there to Williams. Hood had very good coverage. Penalty marker, by the way.
Pass interference on the defense. Number 8.
Wow.
15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
I mean, we were step for step with him on that particular play.
And the ball was overthrown anyway.
Of course, they wouldn't show the replay on something that was too close to call, but I'd almost expect he has a reputation of being good man-to-man right there.
Ball goes to the 24. It's a first down. State on the move, trailing by 3. In the pistol. Going to run the ball with Booth, and he is hit immediately for no gain. Penalty marker down. I think there's an illegal shift here. Spillman with the tackle. Interesting decision for Josh Heupel here. It's going to be 2nd and 10 if you decline, 1st and 15 if you don't.
Illegal shift on the offense. More than 2 players moving at the same time. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Okay. So maybe some of the thought process here, not only the 5-yard penalty, but a potential field goal goes back further, and with a quarterback sack, you might knock him out of field goal range.
Gamesmanship.
A lot to consider. Evans motioning right, back to the left. Quick throw to him. Balls play it well. Big loss. Outstanding defense. McMurray running through the blocker and taking Evans down for -5 back to the 34.
Absolutely whooped Campbell right there, who is about 6'7", and I would almost guess our guy's a little bit smaller than him. But he can't diagnose right there and absolutely shot his shot to be able to get him down on the ground. That's the negativity you want from that penalty that Mississippi State had there.
2nd and 20. Ball at the 34. Line to make is the 14. 7:45 to go in the third. Chapin motions Evans across again. Instead, we'll give it to Bothwell. He's hit in the backfield. Make that move. He spins back across the field. Balls have good defense. Is coming up to make the tackle is Hood for a big loss back to the 38. What a play, Colton Hood.
And there was a decision to be made right there by one of the wide receivers on State. He could have had an illegal block in the back for his offensive playmaker, but he didn't. And Colton Hood shot through and made that tackle too. Really good job as he tried to bend the other side of the field.
So now on 3rd and 23, if you're State, do you do something short here, just trying to get back in field goal range? Tennessee showing blitz, now stepping out of it. In a 20-17 game. Chapin in trouble. Floats it short, got it complete. Triora is taken down at the 25-yard line by Arion Carter. Well short of the first down, but clearly back in Ferry's field goal range. He hasn't missed this year, so here he comes again. On 4th and 10.
Would have absolutely loved to have seen one of our guys get in front of Blake Chapin so he couldn't get that ball out. The crowd is a little upset right now because Arion Carter grabbed him around the neck. You can grab around the shoulder pad. You cannot grab inside of it or the face mask. They just got to deal with that one.
42-yard field goal inside the left hash for the left footer Ferry. Snap, set, kick on the way. No good. The defense holds. The snap was a wee bit high, and the man trying to get it down, Hawk, did not set it as cleanly as Ferry wanted, and the Vols still lead 20-17 with 6:03 left in the third.
If they wear orange, you'll hear it here on your home of Tennessee sports. 99.1, the Sports Animal.
Large contingent of volunteer fans cheering on that good thing for the Volunteers. A missed field goal. 20-17, Tennessee in the lead on Mississippi State. As Aguilar and the offense come back out, Aguilar 14 of 24 for 223 and a touchdown.
First missed field goal of the year for Ferry. First missed field goal of the year against Tennessee. At the 24 after the miss. Quick throw, left side. It's Matthews. Matthews has room. 35 steps out of the tackle, 40, 50, and he's finally tackled as he gets to the 40-yard line. A Mississippi State defender is also down. That's Lanier, one of their starting safeties. And he is down well behind the play. But a super job by the Vols blocking that up, Ramon Foster.
Yes, it was, man. Let the big boys get in front of them again. You knew Staley has the breakaway speed. They absolutely had a caravan to the left, down the sideline, got in front of Mike Matthews right there, and continue to push the caravan down the field, man. Absolutely really good execution. And I must add, physicality by the bigs and wide receivers on the outside perimeter.
There are two Mississippi State men down on the play. One of them is Isaac Smith, who had 20 tackles in the game last year. Woo. And the other one is Lanier. I mean, these are two of their best defensive players who are having to be walked slowly to the sidelines. And the Vols pick up 36 yards on the quick screen. Mississippi State has lost some bodies on defense in this second half as the hitting continues to step up.
Seems to be one of the players is limping, favoring his right side. The other one is holding that upper collarbone area. You just never know how that's going to end up being. This, as the Vols offense, you got to get more physical and strike him, punch him in the face right here.
Mike Matthews now 4 catches for 100 yards. All 3 receivers to the right. Back is Peyton Lewis. Play fake. Aguilar in trouble. He'll be sacked. Tillman makes the play. Loss of 7, back to the 47. It'll be 2nd and 17.
Those are the type of plays for a young running back that keeps you off the field. Now is your opportunity to strike. You have a big negative play right there. Unacceptable by Peyton Lewis as he's continually trying to build his equity. Coach Heupel in this offense can't have that in that moment as he ducked his head instead of staying up and blocking.
On 2nd and 17, State set to rush 4. Here they come. Aguilar firing, and the ball tips off the hands of the receiver. It's intercepted. Coming the other way and running out of bounds is going to be Woodard at the 42 of Tennessee. Hurd is the man who took him out of bounds, and then Hurd pushes him, went out of bounds. Manning is the man with the interception. And the penalty, I think, is going to be on Hurd. Kitzelman was the intended receiver. The ball tipped off his hands.
After the interception, dead ball foul, personal foul, number 53 on Tennessee. 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run. Automatic first down.
So instead of Manning going out of bounds at the 41 and State having to start there, they will start at the Tennessee 26. Aguilar threw it slightly behind Kitzelman, who was hit as the ball got there by Tillman. And then Manning, the beneficiary, he takes it back to the Tennessee 41, steps out of bounds on his own, and Hurd unnecessarily popped him well out of bounds.
Sudden change by the defense. They got to move on. You can't help what you put on the field. They got to stand tall in this moment and get that negativity back. But it all started with a young guy ducking his head on pass protection, giving up a sack, and feeling like you had to throw the football when you had a lot of momentum.
Going to run the ball. Bothwell coming to the left. Bothwell inside the 20. And Bothwell will keep pounding it forward inside the 15. Tackled there by Ben Bolton at the 11. It's a gain of 15 and a first down. 1st and 10 at the 11 for Mississippi State. Trailing 20-17 with 4.5 minutes to go in the third. They swing pass, left side. Evans tries to put a move on, but good tackling by Redmond takes him down just short of the 5-yard line. Trying to get Evans out in space. The former Georgia Bulldog has a lot of moves. A good sure tackle out there, however.
Yes, it was.
State trying to get lined up. They're going to give it to Boswell. And Boswell is able to flip it right guard and get into the end zone for a touchdown, Mississippi State. Bluff Bothwell. And the Tennessee turnover and then subsequent 15-yard penalty results in a 3-play, 26-yard touchdown drive that not only gives Mississippi State life, it gives them the lead.
It does. These mistakes simply cannot happen on a day like this where they're playing you as tight as they can. You got to remember, State is undefeated on the season. These guys aren't this way for no reason at all. They are pounding the ball down the field and
Field was a touchdown.
We're going to take a look at this. If it is not a touchdown, it would be a first down more than likely, as he would have gotten to probably the half-yard line. So then they would have 4 shots from in there.
Big Ten final, Ohio State defeats Washington 24-6. Julian Sayin with a couple of touchdown passes for the Buckeyes. Indiana and Iowa are in the closing moments. Indiana has just scored a touchdown to take a lead on Iowa, 20-13.
Looks like the left elbow is down at about the 1-foot line.
being at the half-yard line, quarter of a yard line. Ball's going to have to stick their foot in the ground right now, stop them.
After video review, the runner was down short of the goal line. Ball will be placed short of the goal line. It will be first down, Mississippi State.
So it's still 20-17 with 3:52 to go in the third. Mississippi State will have the fourth play upcoming. Ball's got a Gilbert 27-yard field goal on the first drive of the third quarter. But realistically, it's been a mistake-filled game for both of these teams. Right now, Mississippi State is trying to capitalize on the ball's latest error. 3 receivers to the right. Bothwell is the back on the left hip. He gets the handoff. He's hit. He tries to extend the ball. He does. And it's a touchdown, Mississippi State. Ball's got to him. They had some penetration. But at 5'10", 230, Bothwell is able to keep moving forward, extend the ball to apparently break the play.
The former South Alabama running back just put his head down and, as you said, drag some guys across the end zone right there. This is his style of game right here. Up the middle, trucking his legs, and pulling dudes forward. This has been the storyline for him all day long, as he's clearly over 100 yards with a touchdown.
18 rushes, 131 yards, and 2 touchdowns. One of the offensive linemen for Mississippi State is down, Reese. They come out to check on him. As State prepares to kick the extra point. They lead 23-20. Ferry has a streak of extra points going right now. Currently stands at 50. He has missed 1 in his career.
Didn't see what actually happened to him in that play before. A big guy like Alvarez sit down on the ground. There's got to be something serious. The State has had a few of these type of injuries right here, and you just got to wonder how they're going to shuffle to still stay competitive on a day like this, or if the Vols at some point take advantage of their guys being out of the game.
State has rushed for 154 yards to Tennessee's 40. The Vols have thrown for 259 to State's 106. Reese looks like he's holding a hand or a shoulder. They're going to take him straight to the locker room. Can you tell anything, Ramon?
Looked like his right hand.
Wrist, maybe?
Wrist, maybe. Yeah, they're holding it up together. in that scrum at the line of scrimmage like that, a lot of stuff can happen. The guys fall to the ground with that amount of weight. You just never know what happens.
So 3:48 to go in the third. Ferry to try to add the extra point. His kick is up, and his kick is good. The interception sees State cash in, and they lead 24-20 here at Starkville.
The list of mistakes long for both of these teams today. Mississippi State, the latest team to convert a mistake into points. 4 plays, 26 yards, a minute 01 off the clock. And the Bulldogs lead the Vols 24-20. The season enjoy and celebrate with the great refreshing beverages that support University of Tennessee athletics. Light and crispy, truly hard seltzer. Modelo brewed for full-time Vol fans. Coors Light, choose chill. And Vol Lager from Yeehaw Brewing Company. Distributed by Cherokee Distributing. Remember, 21 means 21.
Ferry to kick off. Star Thomas and Peyton Lewis deep. The real kick in the teeth about the last series for Tennessee. They get the 36-yard quick screen to open the drive. They're first and 10 at the State 40. They're up 3, and you're saying, hey, if you can get a 10-point lead right here, life's pretty good.
Yeah.
Instead, quarterback sack, and then interception. Ferry drills this. Lewis will let it go over his head for a touchback. Interesting moment for Joey Aguilar, Ramon Foster. He has not really had many of these since he became Tennessee's quarterback just a few weeks ago.
No, he hasn't. He's kind of cruised a little bit, or having responded quickly. It's kind of been more of the rabbit in these situations more than anything, getting chased.
It's not a good throw to Kitzelman.
No, not at all. Under pressure or not, you got to be smart with the ball in those situations.
Aguilar going to give Star Thomas a carry on the left side. And Star Thomas is going to make it out to the 30 for 5 yards. Thomas now 4 carries, 10 yards. Jennings with the tackle. 3.5 minutes to go in the third. Thomas running right. Finds some room, steps out of a tackle, is grabbed from behind as he crosses the 35 and rides it on out to the 40 and the 41. Gain of 11. Bingley Jones with the tackle. First down, Tennessee. State creeping up. Aguilar has a chance to pass. He's going to go deep downfield for Brazel. Brazel comes forward, makes the catch at the 15, at the 10, stiff arm 5, into the end zone. Touchdown, Chris Brazel. But there is a penalty marker down at the 20. Is it offensive pass interference? Let's wait. Officials are discussing.
Long discussion here, Mike.
A lot of hand fighting between both players as Aguilar threw it up to give Brazel a chance.
Pass interference on the offense. Number 17. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. 3-play first down.
So the Vols lose a 60-yard touchdown, 59-yard touchdown. As they will say, Brazel pushed off. Interesting that the defender fell down while he was engaged with Brazel. You wonder, Ramon, is that one that looked worse than it really was?
I think it was because you saw, again, their defender hanging off of Brazel more than anything. He just simply fell. He needs to be a better athlete is what he needs to do right there.
First and 25. Ball's down 4, late third. Gibbs, Star Thomas running left. He gets a yard, maybe 2. Well tackled there by Lockhart with 2:52 to go in the third.
Trying to continue to push the run right here, which I do not mind. Just got to be mindful of how you're going side to side right there. Just Star Thomas, get up the field. Teams attack them down the middle. Their defense have a whole lot of positivity.
Second and 24 officially. Aguilar with Thomas on his right hip. Against the four-man front, play fake. Aguilar firing, completing. Making the catch at the 34 is Staley. Defended there by Lanier. Not a big gain, so it leaves the Vols with 3rd and 17. Tennessee has not been good on 3rd down today. Just 3 of 9. Mississippi State dropping 4 guys back very deep. Aguilar going to swing it out. Thomas cut at the 35. He's in trouble. He will get to the 36 and be belted. Really all Aguilar had right there, because State dropped so many guys off, and now Tennessee will be forced to punt.
Kept everybody in front of them on this offense. When you're faced with 3rd and forever in those type of situations, teams play smart. You got to be conservative again. There's a lot of time left in this game. Enjoy Aguilar again in those instruments. Just take what's given to him. That's the smartest play you can make.
Evans is deep for Jackson Ross's punt. On 4th and 15, State may go after it. Rugby kick on the right side. Evans asks for and makes the fair catch at roughly the 17-yard line. Now we pause 10 seconds for station identification from Learfield. This is the Vol Network.
Your home for the Tennessee Volunteers. WLML AM Knoxville, WLML FM Friendsville. We are 99.1 The Sports Animal.
Mississippi State 24, Tennessee 20, 102 remaining in the 3rd quarter. State starting at the 17. Tennessee just lost a touchdown on an offensive pass interference call on Chris Brazel. Booth is the running back. State in the pistol. Going to give it to him. He makes good yardage across the 20 and out to the 23, almost the 24. Burns with the tackle. 2nd down, let's call it 3. State wants to run it, and they have run it well today. Run blitz coming. Booth to the left, bounces it outside. He's got the first down to the 25, to the 30, and out of bounds on the Tennessee sidelines. Hood finally makes the tackle. State doesn't have to run another play in the 3rd quarter if they don't want to. Evans is down on the far side. So the clock stops with 29 seconds to go. Vols have given up 167 rushing yards in this game.
Not okay. They're simply just out-leveraging them right now, too, as their attempt to try to have a run blitz up the middle. And the running backs are being very smart of being downhill and then bouncing it more than anything and giving themselves opportunity on the edge. Their wide receivers have been really good against our DBs, blocking on the edge also.
Evans can't go back in the game. He'll have to go to the sidelines as he is up and off under his own power. State will have to run another play here after the injury as the play clock is set back to 25 with 29 on the game clock. Pistol formation, Mississippi State. Chapin, the veteran quarterback. Handoff, Booth running to the left, makes the ball miss, and keeps driving forward to get 3 yards to the 33. Should have been tackled in the backfield. Farouk had to come up and stop him. If Tennessee's going to win in Starkville, they're going to have to win the 4th quarter. Because after 3, it's Mississippi State 24, Tennessee 20.
Logan Diggs, a 6-yard touchdown run. Ole Miss leads LSU 24-13 as they play in the 4th quarter. 4th quarter, Texas A&M in front of Auburn 16-10. Jackson Arnold, a 2-yard touchdown run. Earlier, Notre Dame beat Arkansas. Final score 56-13. C.J. Carr, 4 touchdown passes for the Irish. And it was Vanderbilt winning over Utah State, the final in Nashville, 55-35.
Tennessee has outgained Mississippi State 325-276. But Tennessee hasn't been able to run the ball effectively, either because of execution or just not that many opportunities. 268 yards passing, but only 57 yards rushing. Balls 3 of 10 on third downs. State has only 106 yards passing, but they have 170 yards rushing on 42 carries. They're 7 of 14 on third downs. Here's a wild stat. For the year, the first 4 games, Mississippi State averages 25 minutes, 11 seconds in time of possession. Already in this game, through 3 quarters, they've had it for 25-38.
You control the ground, you win games in the SEC when you do those types of things. The Vols' defensive line has not stood tall at all. The running backs for State have been more downhill and able to hit the edge a whole lot easier than teams past have done against them right now. But again, as wide as they are in their offensive splits, you got to make a decision. But right now, I say you have and must stop the run.
And yet, Tennessee only trails by 4. Win the fourth quarter, potentially win the game. State has Evans in the backfield, Mosley wide left, 2 receivers wide to the right. They're going to hand it off, and good defense, good run defense by the Vols as Booth encounters Spillman for no gain. Here's a big chance, 3rd and 7. Can Tennessee get off the field?
Actually, looked like Eason had a little bit of a shakeup with his arm. We're going to see if he's able to play this down correctly here.
Bryson Eason still in there. On 3rd down and 7. Traore in motion. Chapin firing over the middle. Ball batted back up in the air and incomplete. Great job by the defensive line to get a paw up, knock it down, and the Vols will get the ball back with 14:37 to go.
Really good job by the defensive line. You know you can't get home against them. Got to give credit to Mississippi State right here. Their offensive line has done a whole lot better since he's gotten sacked, and you match hands and knock the ball down. That's good football.
Bryson Eason is the man who batted it.
Here I am talking about his arm and stuff, Mike, and he's using it fine.
They worked well. One of them did. Pulliam to punt to Boo Carter. They snap it. They're going to run a fake. The man's got room. It's West, the tight end, and West will go across the 40 and get up to the 48-yard line for a big first down. Mississippi State, Beasley with the tackle. They snapped it to a tight end, and he gains 14 yards. Gutsy call, but worthwhile for Mississippi State.
Called them sleep at the wheel, did the exact same thing they've done offensively on special teams. Downhill and running around the edges. Mississippi State ends end up doing a really good job of capturing the special teams edge right there.
Bothwell is back in the game at running back. State leads 24-20. Play fake, Chapin hit, loses the ball. It's been picked up by the Vols. Josephs is running with it. 30, 20, 10, 5, end zone. Touchdown, Big Orange. Tyree West hit him. Josephs picks up the gift and rumbles to pay dirt. Tennessee back in front as they're stunned in Stark Vegas.
The left tackle from State has been getting dealt with all day long, and it finally paid dividends for you again. That ball was in between Blake Chapin's legs as Josh Jones picked that up and was able to take it. And, Mike, that's not just a sack. That is a blindside sack right there, man. Cleared him up on his back. Goodness, that's a stretcher hit.
But what a momentum shift, too. State has the fake punt. 4-point lead. Everything moving in their favor. And instead, Tennessee sends Gilbert on for the PAT, which is up and good. And Tennessee leads 27-24, 13-29 remaining in this game as Chapin is sacked for the 6th time.
27 for Tennessee, 24 for Mississippi State. call this the mistakes and momentum game, and a big defensive play for the Volunteers. Sponsored by the Tennessee Army National Guard. Study more, pay less. NationalGuard.com/TN. I mean, Ramon, after the fake, you just kind of were starting to feel like this was heading the Bulldogs' way, and it takes, 15 seconds for things to completely change.
That's been an issue for State all day, is their ability to protect Blake Shapen, man. And again, you can't fault them for trying to take a shot there. Turnover, big-time momentum swing. You're trying to go for the juggler right there, and the defense stood tall. Tyree West, what a hit. Goodness.
21st sack of the year, produces points. Defense has now scored 4 touchdowns this year, 3 of them on fumble returns. And twice in this game, the defense has scored.
Can I ask for more?
Sure.
More. Please, more.
Turbyville to kick off. Gayton is deep, along with Booth. And again, we will not have a kickoff return, as this will go into the end zone for a touchback. This crowd is stunned. After the fake punt, Mississippi State's crowd sensed the same thing that Larry Stone said. This thing may be turning in a way that State's going to be able to finish it, and maybe they will. But right now, they've got work to do.
Yes, they do. And again, same thing apply here. If they're able to be good on first down, stopping the run, they can continue to do those types of things. As linebacker Coach Hands is having to be told to get off the field, because I'm sure he's giving them more and more lessons about stopping this run.
Bothwell back in there. He's getting the ball right here, don't you think?
Easy.
Handoff, Bothwell. Hit and knocked down after he picked up 1 yard. Excellent penetration by the defensive line. Carter and Turrentine with the tackle. 2nd and 9.
The unique thing about Bothwell is this. You'll hit him and he'll still go forward.
He's confused. He's now lining up wide. Empty backfield for Shapen. Shapen looks left, comes back to the right, pumps, throws deep. Man is all alone, and it is caught. And down at the 25-yard line, making the reception is Williams. Tennessee got confused about the alignment. Turrentine will be credited with the tackle. Williams, however, just fell down after having to turn around to make the catch.
And the ball was confused from the beginning of that play, trying to get aligned up right there and got lost. Again, communication has to be key.
At the 25. Going to give it to Bothwell, and he will be taken down for no gain. Nice play in the defensive line there by Ross.
This is where State ended up beating us in the first half of the balls by being good in the red zone. They have to be good right now.
All right, here's Camario Taylor, 6'4", 230, freshman quarterback from Macon, Mississippi, now in the lineup. Shapen goes out. He's 2 of 3 passing on the year. He's going to try to run it up the middle, and he will make 2 yards, where he will be tackled by T-Lander. Here comes Shapen back in on 3rd down and 8 with 11:44 to go. Tennessee 27, Mississippi State 24.
Considering you've seen Camario Taylor run the ball more, I'd love to see have him get tackled for loss more than just get a couple there.
On 3rd and 8, Shapen, 2 receivers either side. He's got Bothwell on his left hip. Shapen, quarterback draw, looking to run it down to the 21-yard line. That's it. Spillman was going to hit him hard. So now on 4th and 6, Ferry going to get the call to tie the game. Tennessee actually quite lucky. They lost Williams on the long route. Shapen threw it where he knew Williams could catch it. He was so open, he didn't try to lead him, and Williams, in making the catch, fell down.
Yes. Again, sometimes it's good to be lucky in these type of moments.
This is a 39-yarder, left-footed kicker, right hash. Snap, set, kick, and it is good. Game tied, 27-27, 10:31 to go. We're headed down the stretch at Starkville. it's anybody's game.
You're listening to 99.1, the Sports Animal, the station where the Vols play.
We're tied again, 27 apiece. Mississippi State and Tennessee. Josh Heupel, Jeff Levy, who spent 2 years together at Central Florida, became friends. Both of them will have a lot of things to correct after this game. Stay tuned. Let's see what the next 10:31 has to offer.
A 27-27 game that sees Tennessee score 2 defensive touchdowns in an SEC game for the first time since 2010 when they had 2 pick sixes against Ole Miss. That's why the Vols are here. They're going to need to count on their offense. Kickoff goes into the end zone for a touchback. And here comes Joey Aguilar, 17 of 28, 268 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. Can the Vols go get it right here? 10:31 to play.
One thing we've noticed with this Vols offense is no penalties. They do well. They got to stay ahead of the chains here, especially in this toxic environment where these cowbells are just ringing like crazy. Be good here. Be sound. Execute it. No need to panic.
Aguilar motions Staley from left to right. Aguilar throw to the middle, behind the receiver and incomplete. He missed Brazel. I don't know, did he want maybe Brazel to settle so he wasn't taking him into the middle of the field?
I think it was just that he ended up saying he was double covered right there. Brazel, again, has absolutely had a day against them, even with the callback touchdown.
He does not have a catch in the second half. Deshaun Bishop is the running back on 2nd and 10. State has 7 in the box right now. Give Bishop. Breaks it up the middle. He's got 5. Give him 6 to the 31-yard line. Tackle by Smith is going to bring up a big 3rd down and 4. Tennessee 3 of 10 on 3rd down. They have been better in the second half.
You're seeing State again have their guys just sitting in space waiting on our guys to get downfield. We got to make a move and get an explosive play out of these guys on the ground.
Under 10 minutes to go in a tie game. State showing blitz. Aguilar looking, firing, ball headed up in the air, and it's going to be intercepted. Intercepted by State at the 40, at the 30, at the 20, and taken down at the 17-yard line is Tillman. An errant throw again intended for Kitzelman, the second one that has been batted up in the air, and Mississippi State is in the red zone as Tennessee turns it over for the 3rd time today.
Yeah. Kitzelman again has had guys across the middle. We just talked about the fact that their State's defense has guys just sitting and waiting and covered, and these opportunities are going to hit them if guys don't bring the ball in, or there's not a better pass by Joey Aguilar right there.
Aguilar entered this game with 3 interceptions, and Tillman has just picked him off to give State the ball at the Tennessee 17 with 9:43 to go. Mosley and Evans wide to the left. Williams and Priora to the right. The back is Booth. Chapin. Going to give it to Booth, running to the right. Vols defends it pretty well. He picks up 2 yards. He's knocked out of bounds by Carter, Arion Carter.
It should also be noted that their starting right tackle is out and their left tackle has moved over to the left, and the backup left tackle is now in at left tackle also, with Albert Reese being out as he went in the 3rd quarter.
Vols with a 4-man front on defense on 2nd down and 8. Chapin gives it to Booth. He's got some room to the 10. Drives his way near the 8. Does not have his first down. Arion Carter with the tackle. State gets on the ball. 3rd down, short 2. They snap it. They give it to Booth. He appears to have the first down as 3rd effort gives him the 5-yard line. Tackle by Thielander. Clock running, 8:45 to go.
some point, they got to make a decision to just win the line of scrimmage. Again, these guys probably aren't going to pass the ball with backups of guys with the side offensively. Not a good look for this Vols defense, just continue to get pushed down.
Yeah, they being State certainly don't want to take a sack right here. After seeing what happened on the last one, State gets on the ball. Bothwell is in the game at running back. Bothwell gets the handoff. He is hit and knocked down as he gets inside the 3, maybe closer to the 2. Tackled by Arion Carter. Clock continues to roll. State on the ball fast. They're going to throw it in the flat. They try to go to the tight end. They get it to Triora, and Triora is hit, but dives forward and breaks the plane after Hood had good contact on him. The talented tight end who started his career at Arkansas State maintained his balance after the initial hit and is able to lean it forward and break the plane.
They simply set that play up again. Quick run, and then a run option with a pass to the flat right there to the tight ends. They absolutely just simply out-coaching those moments right there. Guys got to make plays.
3 ball turnovers today have led directly to 3 Mississippi State touchdowns. A fumbled punt, an interception that was returned and followed by a 15-yard personal foul penalty. They only had to go 26 yards for that touchdown, and then another interception, and only having to go 17 yards there, State. In all, State has had to go 63 yards for those 3 touchdowns. On the other hand, Tennessee has 2 defensive touchdowns. Here's Ferry for point. Snap, set, Ferry's kick is up. And his kick is good. 7:59 remaining. Mississippi State has scored 10 straight and regained the lead. It's Bulldogs 34, Volunteers 27.
Bulldogs convert the Tennessee turnover into a touchdown, 34-27, where we stand with 7:59 remaining in the ball game. Hardee's has something special for you. The Vols BLT Frisco Angus Burger. It's a 100% Angus beef, loaded burger, charbroiled, stacked with bacon. Hardee's, goodness in the making, and proud sponsor of the Vols, limited time only at participating locations. They've just gone finally in Oxford. Ole Miss has defeated LSU 24-19.
Mississippi State trying to win their first conference game in nearly 2 years. They've outgained Tennessee 355 to 331. 198 rushing yards. And for State, only 1 penalty in the second half. A called back ball touchdown. Turns out to be a big play in this game right now. Chris Brazel would have had a 59-yard score. He was called for offensive pass interference in the third quarter. Ferry, line driver. This will go for another touchback. Joey Aguilar, 17 of 32, 68, a touchdown and an interception. Mike Matthews, 4 catches for 100. Chris Brazel, 4 for 83 and a touchdown. Does not have a catch in the second half. Staley, 3 for 33. Kitzelman, 3 for 29. Thomas, 2 for 23. Bishop, 1 for 0. Thomas is the back. Here we go. 7:59 to play. State 34, Tennessee 27. State creeping up. Aguilar throws right side complete. Brazel. Out of bounds at the 36. Jefferson defending. It's a gain of 11 and a first down for the ball.
Really good. Just get the ball out. Joey Aguilar drops back, and of course the threat that Brazel is, comeback catch.
Brazel in single coverage on the right side of the offense. State jumping around. Just 5 in the box right now. Thomas looks for room up the middle, finds some. At right guard he goes. Crosses the 40, is stopped just short of the 44. Bingley Jones with the tackle. And Jesse Perry is hurt. Jesse Perry, in his 5th start at right tackle, Brent Hubbs from the Pilot sidelines. This means we're going to see David Sanders, right?
Absolutely. David Sanders just put his helmet on. He's trying to stretch over here, getting some words from Glenn Ellerby as we speak right now while the training staff is looking at Jesse Perry.
David Sanders, some think, Brent, you've covered recruiting for a long, long time, might be the most highly rated offensive lineman Tennessee's ever signed?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, 5-star plus, 5-star on all the rankings. Interesting. He's put on nearly 40 pounds since he's been here. This is an interesting spot to have to get him in. 7:15 to go in the game, and Tennessee down by 7 points. You can imagine Mississippi State, I would think, would try to confuse him on that end. A lot of encouragement, a lot of discussion right now with David Sanders as he talks to Glenn Ellerby, and Glenn Ellerby talks to the entire offensive line, just trying to settle things down. Ramon, be interesting to see what Tennessee play calls here to try to help David Sanders get settled into this game.
I would say the best thing he has going for him being a freshman is he's got a veteran in Wendell Moore right beside him also. That being able to communicate with him and keep him as calm as he needs to be. But again, the stuff that we've heard and seen about David Sanders, he's athletic enough to know what he's doing. It's a matter of communicating and being on his spot. With the weight that he's gained while being in the program, I think he can handle the bull rush coming this way. He's just got to be smart and be decisive.
Brent, the other part of this story, too, is Jesse Perry being down, and it appears that they are working on his lower body right now. Hopefully it's not too serious. He is one of the very best stories of the 2025 Tennessee season to this point.
No question. And it's a guy that he earned his way and just refused to give up the spot and has found his way through. It's interesting. Chad Clifton, one of the all-time Tennessee greats, is here in attendance today. I was talking to him earlier, and we were having a conversation about Rodney Garner. Rodney Garner compared Jesse Perry to Chad Clifton earlier this year, said he reminded him a lot of a young Chad Clifton. Jesse Perry's played fantastic. Hopefully this injury is not severe. David Sanders is in the hot seat right quick in his first collegiate snap.
Jesse Perry not able to put a lot of weight on his left leg. He is leaving the field with assistance, and I would imagine is headed to the medical tent now. So David Sanders, expected to be the starter from game 1, had an injury on Wednesday of that week against Syracuse. He's in at right tackle. On 2nd and 2, going to run the ball with Star Thomas. And Star Thomas will twist his way forward out to the 47. It's a first down, Tennessee. Jennings with the tackle.
Should be pointed out, David Sanders pulled right there and absolutely popped one of the linebackers for State.
Aguilar going to throw an inside screen to Matthews. Well defended on the inside by Jennings, who will tackle him after he makes maybe 1 yard. It'll be 2nd and 9. 6.5 minutes. We have to start watching the clock. Every decision is going to be affected by that now with Tennessee down 34-27. Give Star Thomas. Trapped in the backfield. Tillman gets him for -1. Tillman, a blitzing linebacker. The weak side backer stuck through unimpeded and is able to get him on the ground. It's 3rd and 10.
Seemed to have been some miscommunication right there by Lance Herrick also as he let his defensive lineman leak through on the inside D gap right there. Again, got to take care of the first level first.
3 men set to rush. Now 4. Aguilar dropping. Going to screen it out. Star Thomas. Star Thomas into Mississippi State territory and taken down at the 47. Gain of 6. It'll bring up 4th and 4. Josh Heupel looking at his play sheet. Does not seem to be interested at all in sending the punt team in right now. On 4th and 4. Ball's converted a 4th down earlier in the game on a 21-yard pass to Star Thomas. State shows splits. Line to make is the 43. Aguilar takes the snap, looks, fires, caught! Brazel juggles it, grabs it out of the air at the 36-yard line. Tillman with the tackle. The Volunteers move the chains.
Good pickup by the guys up front, man, but a double catch by Brazel to bring that in. Awesome catch.
Brazel over 100 yards now. Thomas with the carry. met in the backfield, steps out of the tackle and gets 1 yard. Now 4.5 minutes to go. Tackle by Jennings. Here comes Deshaun Bishop. Thomas out, Bishop in on 2nd down and 9. State by a touchdown. Staley moving from the right side of the formation to the left to join Matthews. Brazel one-on-one to the right. 10 on the play clock. On 2nd and 9. Play fake. Aguilar under pressure. Fires downfield. It's caught. Making the grab is Matthews inside the 20 at the 18. Williams with the tackle. Heck of a job there by Aguilar to stand in under pressure.
It was. Eyes down the field. Took a hit right there as he was dragged to the ground. And a great catch as Mike Matthews has dropped one of those before as he was able to bring that one in.
3:35 to go. Give Bishop looking for room. He's got the 15. Pushing the pile down near the 12. 6 yards for Deshaun Bishop. 2nd and 4. Tackle made by Lockhart.
Best thing Bishop did right there was be patient. You got to let the big boys up front move that line of scrimmage, man. He's done a good job of that on this drive of letting the hole clear up a little bit.
Aguilar now over 300 yards passing for the 8th time in his career. 22 of 35, 314, a touchdown, 2 interceptions. 2nd and 4. At the 12, Aguilar gives it at right guard to Bishop. Bishop down to the 9. Reed with the tackle. Ball's facing 3rd and 1. 2:45 and counting. On 3rd and 1. Looks like Sanders may have moved.
Ball start. 70 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Not bad. We've been here before. We've seen Joey overcome in these type of moments. And again, you think you got 2 downs to get a 1st down anyway. Just be smart with the football. Protect and don't try to force anything right here.
Tennessee does have all 3 timeouts, as does Mississippi State, with 2:28 and counting, 15 on the play clock. This is 3rd down and 6. Money moment for Joey A. Bunch set of 3 receivers to the right. Now Brazel goes out wide. Here comes a blitz. Aguilar baiting, firing. It's caught at the 11 and driving forward and getting the 1st down. The Volunteers complete the pass to Staley on the right side. He was hit at the 11, fully contacted at the 10, and used his strength to drive it down to the 6 to move the chains. 1st and goal at the 6, Big Orange, as we've reached a 2-minute timeout. High drama? You bet. Mississippi State 34, Tennessee 27, but knocking on the door.
Walking in Memphis, or a mile above Pickwick Dam. We are the Vol Network.
Bulldog fans trying to do their part. Best in the game so far for the Vols offense, what we've seen on this drive. The 13th play is coming up. Joey Aguilar with 3 key passes. The receivers making plays. Old Dominion is the #1 national LTL freight carrier for quality. Old Dominion Freight Line, official partner of Tennessee Athletics.
Tennessee at the 6, moving right to left on your radio dial. Ball on the right hash. Aguilar in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Student body right. Aguilar 5. Aguilar. It's a touchdown. Big Orange. Joey Aguilar running a play out of the shotgun that almost mirrors one of the most famous plays in Tennessee history from literally last century, the old number 10 play. bouncing it outside and scoring on the ground for the second time this year. See if they're going to take a look at, was Aguilar down?
Beautiful part about that play, Josh Heupel was smart. They went to a bare front as far as the state defense goes, where every offensive lineman was covered up the middle, and they chose to go outside, as you said, Mike. Student body right for a touchdown if it stands.
If it does not, it would be second and goal at the half-yard line. 1:55 remaining. Big extra point here for Gilbert. He got it. It's been confirmed. To tie. Max Gilbert. Bennett Brady to snap. Jackson Ross to hold. Snap. Set. PAT. A-OK. Good! 34 for Tennessee. 34 for Mississippi State. 1:55 to go. And now it gets interesting.
It does. What do you mean gets interesting? Jeez.
Hey, I'm not taking a vote here.
Ball Shop has everything you need to support the Big Orange, the 15,000 square foot store in the Student Union, plus locations on Cumberland Avenue in the University Commons and inside Neyland Stadium. Official gear, exclusive apparel. You can also shop online at ballshop.com. The Ball Shop is the official campus store of the University of Tennessee. 13 plays, 75 yards, 6:04. We're tied at 34 apiece.
Joey Aguilar on that drive, 6 of 6, 54 yards. Money play right there.
Yes, it was.
Here's Turbyville. Hits it high and deep. Booth will let it go. Chapin, 16 of 24, 157 yards, a touchdown and an interception. He's been sacked 6 times.
Talking to our friend here, Jason Swain, and he wrote down on a piece of paper, it's pass rush time. That's evident right now in these moments, man. And again, don't let them set up the pass by running the football also. You got to be smart here. They still have their timeout. There's plenty of time at 1:55 on the clock. You just got to put pressure on them on this first down, starting this drive off here. Again, they're working with backup tackles. Must take advantage of those dudes.
Mississippi State's kicker, Ferry, needs only about 35 to 40 yards to be in range. Chapin dropping to throw. Under some heat. Hit as he throws. Ball wobbles up in the air. It's caught. And Bothwell catches the knuckler and goes out of bounds at the 27. Gain of 2. McMurray defending. But a good lick put on the quarterback. And it stops the clock with 1:48 to go. 2nd and 8. Chapin looks to his left, firing, and the pass is incomplete. Nearly hit Josh Heupel. Clock stopped 1:44. It's 3rd down and 8.
Yep, be good right here against the run option and also putting yourself in a position to where you don't fall victim to a screen by being too aggressive. They got to be gap down more than anything on this drive, the defensive line.
State is 8 of 17 on 3rd downs today. Chapin, with 12 on the play clock, gets his signal. He has 3 receivers to the right. Takes the snap. Chapin has time, sees it break down, incomplete. Tried to go in the flat to Bothwell, and he just missed him. The defense has gotten a 3 and out in 16 seconds.
Beautiful. Again, you knew they wanted to be aggressive in these types of moments. They got to have it. They were here a few weeks ago against Arizona State. They know what these moments are like. Balls were disciplined. We spoke about gap integrity. The defensive line was good, and the linebackers were too. Also showed a little bit of a fake blitz from this defense and probably made them think a little bit about the play they were going to call.
Boo Carter is deep. Pulliam to punt it. Left footer. Hits a knuckler. Carter At the 25, comes left, tries to outrun the angle, can't find anybody. Now he comes all the way back to the right, cuts it up, in trouble. He'll be taken down at the 27 with 1:23 to go. Williams with the tackle. In discussing Max Gilbert and what his range is, he feels like 60, he has that kind of leg. Generally, Josh Heupel wants Tennessee to get to the other team's 40 because if the kick from 58 were no good, he does not want a kick six situation where it's returnable. So the ball's starting at their own 26. Perry is back in the game. Jesse Perry back in the game at right tackle. Tennessee needs 35 yards. Going to run it on first down. Going forward is Bishop, and he gets a couple. 1:15 and counting. Reed with the tackle. Both teams with all three timeouts. Sorry, Ramon.
More hay on that play. If he continues to go outside right there, man. Again, be smart with the ball. Good eyes. If you haven't hit that edge and trust that your offensive line is going to block that for you.
Under a minute. 2nd and 8. Aguilar. Looking at just a three-man front. 45 seconds. He takes the snap. Aguilar looking, firing down the middle, complete. Kitzelman with the catch up to the 42-yard line. And the Vols have a first down with 38 seconds to go. They get on the ball. They need about 20 more yards. Aguilar looking, has all day. Comes out to his left. He can run this thing. He is going to take it to midfield and be tackled at that point. Lanier with the stop. Timeout, Tennessee with 21 seconds to go.
Tennessee, their first.
It'll be 2nd down and 3 upcoming. Joey Aguilar, 7 rushes, 21 yards, and a touchdown. Tennessee needs about 10 more yards in a 34-34 game. Clock is being set to 24 seconds. Tennessee still with 2 timeouts. Ramon, what do you like here?
The fact that State is playing soft in their coverage, I'm okay with going underneath again. You still have 2 timeouts. If they're dropping back, you do exactly as Joey Aguilar did right there. Take what's in front of you. You continue to chip away at the block. One thing you do need is a first down right here so you're not in a more stressful situation. The offensive line has been protecting as good as they needed to. Joey's just got to be smart to not put the ball in harm's way right here more than anything. I'd much rather run, Mike, and put a little bit more pressure on them to defend 4 more downs.
Scoreboard said 2nd and 3. It's really 2nd and 1. Aguilar's going to throw it. Looking, firing deep down the middle, going for Staley, incomplete. Batted down at the last minute by Manning. Nice play by Manning with 18 seconds to go. Looked like Staley had a step on him, but Manning closed and batted it down. 3rd and 1 upcoming. This has been a back and forth affair. Crazy.
Yes, it is. I'm not mad at that decision also. Go for it. At least put yourself in a better position.
Can run the ball here, you'd get a clock stoppage and if you pick up the first down. 7 guys in the box for State. They're going to hand it off. Bishop at right guard. He's got the first down going to the 44. Tennessee will use a timeout with 13 seconds to go. Or will they? No, they won't. They'll get right back on the ball. Aguilar takes the snap. Looking. He's going to try to run it. Instead, he will get outside the pocket and throw it away. With 4 seconds to go. Looked like Josh Heupel was taking a timeout before that last play. And now what? Would be a 62-yard field goal. Here comes Desan Brame into the game for Kitzelman. He's a serious receiver. Tennessee might take a big shot at the end zone here. Brame An outstanding athlete. State dropping back. Timeout, Mississippi State. It is a 30-second timeout. State with 2 timeouts remaining, but only 4 seconds. Now, if you decide to run Gilbert out there right at this minute, you know they can't ice him.
Yeah, no, they cannot. State has a situation in which, again, they got to be careful. You bring out more athletes to some frame in this moment right here. Joey has enough arm to get it into the end zone. Also, if they do choose to do that, 4 seconds kind of limits you to put a ball in play more than anything right here. You can do a little.
Could you throw a 5-yard out?
That's what I was thinking. You could. Just give yourself an opportunity. Real question is, when does the clock stop here on an away trip for the Vols?
Wow. Offense comes back out. Gilbert heads back to the sideline. State has 3 guys at the goal line, 4 guys inside the 20. Brame and Brazel wide to the right. Staley and Matthews wide to the left. Joey Aguilar takes the snap. Looking, fading, turning down the field. Penalty marker down, throws toward the end zone, and it is going to be incomplete. A dropped interception. See what the penalty is.
Holding on the offense, number 72. Penalty is declined. That is the end of regulation.
48th meeting between Tennessee and Mississippi State will be the first meeting that has ever gone to overtime. Overtime in Starkville. Game tied at 34, Tennessee and Mississippi State.
We are headed to overtime, only fitting for how this game has played out. Tennessee 34, Mississippi State 34. Before the overtime period begins, we pause 10 seconds for station identification across the Volunteer States. From Learfield, this is the Ball Network.
Your home for the Tennessee Volunteers. WLML AM Knoxville, WLML FM Friendsville. We are 99.1 The Sports Animal.
The SEC Finals, Ole Miss defeats LSU 24-19. Texas A&M wins over Auburn 16-10. Notre Dame beats Arkansas 56-13. Vanderbilt wins over Utah State 55-35.
Ramon Foster, Tennessee played an overtime game 2 weeks ago. Does that help them in this moment?
It does if they can stop the run. This is one of those we've been here before moments. Yes, you have. But don't let sins of yesterday keep you from getting the goal of being the spoil the same way Georgia was in Knoxville for the Volunteers.
So David Smith, our referee, gets ready to toss the coin. Let's hear what happens.
All right, guys, nice job. The first 4 quarters of the game, we're going to go to overtime. First overtime will be football from the 25-yard line. We'll have 1 coin toss. Whoever wins the toss will have the choice of offense, defense, or which end of the field you want to play on. Tennessee, you're the visiting team. You'll make the call. I'll let the coin hit the ground. That's heads, that's tails, heads, and tails. What do you call?
Heads.
He calls heads. It's tails. Mississippi State, you've won the toss. What would you like to do? Defense. Which end of the field you want to go? That way? Mississippi State has won the toss. Tennessee will go on this end of the field.
So an advantage for homestanding Mississippi State, much like it was an advantage for Georgia 2 weeks ago, getting the choice, because if you go on defense first, you know what you have to do. And when Tennessee was only able to kick the field goal against Georgia, they were in a perfect position right off the bat. They ran for 21 yards on first down. And then they were able to get into the end zone to beat the Vols 44-41. Tennessee trailed at the end of the third quarter 24-20. They had their best drive of the game. A 6-minute plus, 13-play, 75-yard drive to tie it with 1:55 to go. Vols will go on offense first. Bishop is the running back. 10 carries, 47 yards. Thomas, 10 for 33. Aguilar, 24, 40, 335, a touchdown, 2 interceptions. 5-man front for Mississippi State. They have 8 in the box. Going to give the ball to Bishop. Steps out of a tackle, 20, 15, 10, 5, end zone. Deshaun Bishop to pay dirt. Touchdown, Big Orange. 1 play, 6 points in OT.
Beautiful play off the left side right there. He let his blockers, again, we talked about that last time. He let them open up the gap for him, and he was patient in the hole, broke a tackle, and absolutely beat everybody to the sideline. Missed tackles accumulated for that, but it doesn't matter. Deshaun Bishop, 4-6, first play in overtime. You gotta love this, Mike.
I'm for it.
Woo!
Gilbert for point. Snap, set, PAT is up, and it's good. 41-34, 1 play, 25 yards. No time off the clock because there's no time on the clock.
That's why I was glad to see them run the ball right there more than anything. You're not pressed. Again, you spoke about them being 8 men in the box right there. As, again, State has been aggressive in these moments. And they have their linebackers missing tackles in open spaces, man. Again, you have to make them pay. Zachariah Tillman absolutely missed Deshaun Bishop as he cruised to the end zone on the left side of the offense.
So now can the defense get a stop? The Tennessee defense has scored twice in this game. First time they've done it in SEC play in 15 years. Also the first time they've worn orange on the road in 15 years. Wow. They're going to run the football, and that is Bothwell. And he is taken down on the right side by Spillman for a loss of a yard. Chapin and Mississippi State. They need a touchdown and an extra point. Pistol formation. 4-man front for the Vols. Chapin calling the play at the line. 15 on the play clock. Now he moves Bothwell to his left hip. Play fake. Looking left. Throwing the slant, and it is caught. Caught and able to get down inside the 10-yard line is going to be Evans. He will be ruled out of bounds as he made the catch around Redmond. And he's down to the 5. McMurray finally made the tackle. Thought for a second Hood might intercept it.
He went for it. Missed.
At the 5. Chapin rolling left, tries to run it in. He gets hammered. No gain. First contact, Josephs. Second and goal at the 5. Mississippi State sends Ball in at wide receiver. Cam Ball, actually he's a tight end. 6'7", 250. Transfer from Buffalo. He's tight to the left. Triora tight to the right. They give it inside. Bothwell. And he will make 2 yards down to the 3. Eason with the tackle. Third and goal at the 3.
Speculated they brought Ball in so he can high point the football right there. They absolutely didn't.
Three receivers to the left. Now they move people to the right. On third and goal, Chapin. Play fake, rolling right. Being chased. Tries to turn it up, slips and falls at the 5. He wasn't going to make it anyway as McMurray would have gotten him there. Now fourth and goal at the 5. Chapin hurting a little bit after that. Probably a lot of guys hurting right now. On 4th and goal at the 5, Mississippi State trying to stay alive. They'll officially call the ball at the 4. Bothwell on the left hip of Chapin. The snap. Looking right. Looking back into the middle. Firing, and the ball batted up in the air. Incomplete! Tennessee beats Mississippi State in overtime. 41-34. As the Vols overcome mistakes and show a gritty effort to get a road win in the Southeastern Conference. And man, did they need that. Final score, Big Orange 41, Maroons 34 in OT.